Hello and welcome to HighRollers. I was just admiring this new background I have behind me.
It's fake.
It's fake. Welcome to the regular Dungeons & Dragons game here on the Yogscast Twitch. I am your Dungeon Master, byproduct of Matt Colville's beard and Matthew Mercer's hair. I am Sherlock Holmes. Joining me, we have Chris Trott drinking a Rio. Tasty?
My favourite beverage.
Katie Morrison.
Hello.
Tom Hazel.
Hello.
And Kim Richards.
Is that the camera I'm looking at? I can't tell now because
This
That
one.
one.
Okay.
It's quite dark over at Kim's side.
Yeah, I know. It's a little dark
We
corner.
need to adjust these lights. So we have new lights. We've got, which are hopefully a bit more spot focused. It does make me look like I'm in an episode of Nightmare, which I quite like.
That's cool.
Nice.
Spellcasting.
Maybe we should do that.
Oh, yeah.
We'll put a little bucket on your head and we'll just guide you around.
Well, no, you'd be the one in the bucket.
Yeah, but
I'm
it'd be more
Traegard.
I'd be up for that.
I'm Traegard. Look at me. Look at this beard.
Oh,
What are you
no, I like
doing?
the bucket.
Are you
He's
adjusting
Fixing
the light?
Oh, wow,
because it's
okay.
too dark. Over.
Let there be light!
Oh shit.
Is it hot?
Light!
It's pretty hot.
There's no light.
Let there be light!
It's a very professional stream we run here on HighRollers.
I don't think it's adding
I'm
any.
slightly lighter.
And I've now got
Oh,
a light
that is
shining in my face when I look at Mark.
That is blinding.
Yeah.
Look up.
Just a
We're
bit.
going to figure it out.
Hat
We'll
mode
figure it out.
activate.
I've now got a blind spot where Mark is, so...
Oh, that's
Yeah.
fine. You don't need to. Welcome, friends.
Fine now.
We're slowly getting there with a new setup, as you can see. We've now got a bit more everything spread around. We just got to get the lights fixed and stuff like that. These are brand new spotlights, so we're still figuring out the best way to use them.
I'm blind too.
I'm the only one that's not. Just look down. Just look like this. Welcome, friends. If you haven't already checked it out, please do go over to the Wizards Dungeons & Dragons YouTube channel or Twitch, which is twitch.tv/DND. You can check out a brand new mini-series we're doing over there called Dead Reckoning. It is kind of a prequel to the Tomb of Annihilation thing we did, which is kind of explaining a little bit about some of the stuff behind the Tomb of Annihilation and Chult, and it's my take on how the characters get to learn about that. What
Also,
else?
all of the art for our characters for Dead Reckoning is now released on our Twitter. So if you want to see it at HighRollers D&D, there's a nice banner with all of our characters, and all of the art has been released.
Yep.
Also,
They're really
tweet Nina and tell her how
Yeah.
fucking amazing she
They're great.
is.
Thank
really,
you,
really
Please do
Nina.
that.
Yeah, good.
So you can check that out. The next episode will be next Wednesday at 6 p.m. BST. It's 10 a.m. PDT for you those out there. We're in chat. We had a good fun last time, sitting in chat, chatting with everybody as it went on.
I think we distracted people a lot.
We did, yes, but that's fine.
So I'm going to have to watch this again. It's like, that's the point.
Yeah, that's the point. Watch it on YouTube,
Yeah.
on D&D YouTube. So you can check that out there. It's really, really good. You should do that. The other thing is, if you've not seen them already, we have a dice set out over on the merch store.
No way, what?
Yeah, metal. These are cast metal dice. They're really good. People that have bought them have been very, very happy. I believe 300 sold already. So if you want one, make sure you go and snap one up ASAP.
There's only so much metal in the world.
There's only so much metal in the world. I don't believe
Natural
they are
20.
on the US store. If you are in the US and you'd like one, you may have to buy from the UK store, but I believe there is free shipping if you order over a certain amount.
Did
So
we get
why not stock up
confirmation
on
on that?
loads of stuff? I believe that's the case, but I'm not 100%. I'm like 80% sure that's the case.
It's not probably, yeah.
But so get there, buy a big bundle of stuff, and make it worth a while, and get all that good shipping. Anything else that I might have forgotten about that I need to promote?
No.
No.
I think we're good.
Comic-Con?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Comic-Con, if
MCM
you'd like to come and
Comic-Con.
see us, I'm almost certain. I spoke to Mike last week, and he said, "Is everybody wants to come? Does everybody want to do Saturday and Sunday?" I said yes. So it's highly likely we'll be there Saturday and Sunday. There will be a signing. We're not quite sure how it's going to work because obviously Trot's got hat film signings, so we might need to juggle those around and stuff.
Mike, we're going to be having signings Saturday and Sunday,
Ooh.
and I'm going to die.
He's
Are
probably
you?
not going to have
Because
a
I was going
party.
to say, like, you might do it where you just do.
He kept telling me not to do it, and I said I'm doing it.
Okay,
So
there you go.
I'm going to be doing hat films and HighRollers signings.
I'm
So-
doing Duncan signings as well.
Cool.
I'm going to be working the stall.
I'm not.
Same as last time.
I'm not either!
Yay! Sucks to be you, Hazel. You're the new bitch.
If anyone asks for your merch, they're not getting it. We're out of stock all of a sudden.
It's like I've never heard of Tabletop Weekly. No shirts here. So you can do that. We'll be at MCM. There should hopefully be a live game, but that's the last thing we're waiting because it relies on MCM confirming some details.
Fucking
Please
hell.
don't do that. They are so sharp.
God, he's gonna die.
Don't do that at home.
Don't do that at home. They could be poisonous for all I know.
Well, we know what they're made of.
It's an aluminium zinc alloy, isn't it? It's on the store.
Yeah.
It's on the
It's
store.
on the store. Mike
It's in
did
the
find out and
description.
put it in the description.
I think it is.
Yeah,
So there
very
you go.
nice.
Right, enough of these announcements.
Enough.
Don't touch
is enough.
his dice.
It's time for a recap. Last time on High Rollers, the party resolved some ongoing kind of plot hooks and storylines. Elora took her father Althadon to the Moonspire, her home, so that he could recover there. There was a reunion with her mother and the rest of the Spire. The party got to see a little bit of the where Elora has come from, and they made sure that Althadon was all well and good. Lots of talking amongst the NPCs, catching up with Korak and that sort of thing. I can't, you're so distracting. I've got a blinking screen on one side, I've got you on the other. I'm very annoyed.
Do you want me to fix
Still have a little blind spot.
Have a look if you can, yeah, to see if it's a loose cable, because it is driving me mad. And you two are, I'm going to murder you. So the party did that. They went and they took Althadon home. He's recovering well, and they also discussed the possibility of some assistance being lent to Talos Val and the Dawn Republic if Falania does attack. There's a very fabulous elf who led up the Order of Silver Knights, who the party got to meet.
Wants to get Reynard pregnant.
Wants to get,
What's his name?
to be honest, anybody but
Eudaimon.
Juto. Yeah, Eudaimon.
Eudaimon.
So I think you fixed it. I think you fixed it. It's not flickering. Very professional stream. Very professional stream.
They can see
I
your
feel like we're
laptop.
extra
That's fine.
unprofessional
It's
today.
If they can read
Modern
that, that's
DM
impressive. So the party did that. They sorted out all that kind of stuff, and then Lady Amaryllis, the Silver Dragon in disguise, priestess of Bahamut, plane shifted them to the plane of Arboria, the plane of chaos and emotion, where Juto wanted to go and meet with the master who had taught her the way of the elements, Master Guan Yin. There they met a younger version of Guan Yin, who, I mean, I like it. You look very stylish.
It's so bright.
They met a young version of Guan Yin who put Juto and her companions to the test in a battle against her and her skills, to which the party was victorious, and so she rewarded Juto, teaching her the last of the elemental stances and giving her a scroll to teach her an advanced stance when she is ready.
But no Guandao.
But no Guandao, because you never asked for one.
Didn't ask for one.
Instead, when you asked for her assistance with Talos Val and against the Dawn Republic, she pointed you in the direction of two warring tribes that live near her mountain in Arboria. A tribe of winged elves called the Arie and a tribe of Centaurs, saying that if you were to assist one of those tribes with potentially dealing with the other one, apparently they've been warring for centuries and centuries, they would possibly be very likely to help you in your endeavours. Also, each of their champions carries a powerful magical weapon. And that is where we left off last time. You are all standing in Master Guan Yin's kind of the top of her four elements mountain. You can see that there's this kind of very little peace garden, a little training ring. There is a vegetable patch with various plants and fruits and things growing. And Guan Yin has entered her house and left you outside. What would you like to do?
Bruised and battered, no less.
Yes, I'm pretty.
For some of
pretty
us.
messed up. Pretty messed up over here.
Are you?
Oh, you did also wonderfully. Lady Amaryllis is like clapping from the sidelines.
I'm going to do a very dramatic feint. Wait. And fall over.
Performance check.
Oh, good. Good.
Natural 20.
Everybody,
31.
all of you as well,
31.
genuinely believe that Cam Buckland has just
I can't see! No! I fall over.
You genuinely believe that he has gone blind and he has collapsed. Lady Amaryllis rushes to his aid. Cam, like scream, like oh, and like literally scoops you up like her immense dragon strength, cradling you like a baby.
Grip her shoulder.
She holds you close to her,
The light's fading.
and she will heal you.
The light's fading.
Can
She
I roll
will-
an insight just out of curiosity?
You can do, yeah.
It's
Oh,
a
You have to be
20
a, you have to be a
performance.
31.
I mean, considering, 31, you're not going to do that. Lady Amaryllis will pour her most powerful healing spell that she has into you.
Wow.
Into me.
4, 10,
I know she's into me.
12, 20,
Die.
25. That's 30 hit points.
Wow.
As she, Camulus, and then she just holds you, and you feel this life flow into you.
You saved me. Thank you.
She's like, crazy.
How could I ever repay you intimately?
You do so much already. No, you've used the wrong word there. No, not that one.
Oh, that's a very apt word.
No.
I feel invigorated.
That's very
Your
different.
power is running through me.
Very different to being
From head
intimate.
to toe.
Yes, no, very
And
different.
the other
things.
parts in between.
She just drops you at that point.
Is
Is 30 hit points. Is anybody else injured? I have some healing magic.
She deflected a lot of bolts back at me. I'm not sure if you saw that.
I did tell you.
Come here, Master Fairhorn. Come here.
Thank you, please.
And she begins pulling the bolts out, but using magic to kind of anaesthetize.
I've got bolts stuck in me.
I did warn you.
Your own bolts. Not just any, but your own.
18.
Can she just put them back in the quiver as well?
25.
25. Okay, nice. Yeah, I'll use these
She just
again.
puts them on the ground, and then you can pick them up if you would like.
Recycling.
Are you still in need of more healing?
I'm fine, thank you. But
What about you, Alora?
Yeah.
Are you injured?
I'm fine.
I'm
I
fine.
don't think you have.
I took 24 damage, but
I think you took a bit more because you did do a 20 heal to everybody at one point as well. Yeah. She did. Yeah, she kind of fought off 4 of you for a while, but you prevailed, proved yourselves against this master monk.
I've learned so many lessons from that one fight alone.
It was very impressive. You all did very well.
Thank you.
You worked together wonderfully.
Out of curiosity, what lesson did you learn?
That I can get pummeled to oblivion, but I've always got Lady Amy to bring me back.
Well, no, that strictly that's not true. I won't always be there. You should be more careful.
I've learned that you're very scary in battle, and it's terrifying, and I hope I don't have to fight you ever, because then I would die. I don't want to die. Not by your fists, they're terrifying. And Reynard is really good at shooting himself.
Yes, he is.
Very
good.
Even if
Really
you warn
good.
him not to.
It's like putting a mouse in a maze that's electrified, and he always goes the electrified route.
Yes.
Yeah,
And you tell him there's cheese the other way.
yeah. He still gets electrified.
Yes.
All right, I'll put this out there now. I've got very little else other than this crossbow.
you have a scimitar.
She didn't seem to. She deflected all those too.
No, she didn't.
Cam just fainted.
Yeah, that was after the battle.
But I didn't. I'm fine. I didn't collapse. You collapse in most combats, so I mean.
I don't have holes from my own bow and arrow crossbow thing.
I mean, I don't anymore.
Well,
Still.
If
you
you
did.
drank, there'd be spouts of water.
You both did very, very well. Lady Alora's spells were probably the most effective thing out of the two of you, but you both did excellent.
Oh, we don't need a breakdown of the entire battle.
No, of course not.
Anyway, it seems like
Well, I mean, I have 24 hours. I must take I must rest for a day before I can take us back to the material plane.
we're safe here.
Yes, I was going to ask. Would it be all right if I can take you down if you wish to go after these tribes? I can escort you to the bottom of the mountain, but I would like to return here as I believe it is likely the most safest place.
Gaining the alliance of at least one of those armies would really benefit us in Talos Val.
Yeah.
What are you thinking? Juto?
You say you spoke to the Arie before. You said they were nice to you?
Were they the same?
The winged elves, yeah. Yeah, you remember them like.
I did speak to them before, and they guided me here. So, but I was dead, so I don't know if they would react to me differently now that I'm alive and with companions.
Well,
What
would
if-
I know anything of the Arie being in
You are more than welcome to make an Arcana check, as this is knowledge of the planes.
Probs not.
Well,
13.
What you would know is, with your 13, Alora, and I'll come to your, what was it, 18?
I got 13.
Oh, 13. Both of you. They are elves, but they are not fae like you are. They are celestials. They are actually, they are native to this plane.
Okay.
You've never encountered them. They don't come to the Feywild. They don't go to the courts of the elves. They are their own people. You might have heard stories about them. You know that they are very, not frivolous, but they are very much about living life as they want to. They don't really follow strict rules, which is very much what you know of Arboria as a whole. This is not a place of governments and kings and laws and things like that. It is free-spirited folk live here mainly.
Did your master, Juto, mention how the war started? Or does she not even remember?
You were there 5 minutes ago, were you not? When she mentioned
Very exhausted.
that
Fainted.
He didn't pay.
It feels like a whole week has gone by.
the war has raged for so long that even the races themselves do not remember why they fight.
I thought the master, being a master, may have known. I guess not. Can't be the master of everything, can you? It's a shame. Either way, we need to go down there and investigate, see if there's some form of leader that does know. And maybe we can fix that war, end it, even. What if they became friends, and then we had 2 armies to take back to Talisman?
If they don't remember why they're at war, then
What is your diplomatic experience, Mr. Buckland?
Well, I talk to people all the time.
I'm just thinking about that man you burnt to death.
Why do you have to keep bringing that up?
Because I believe you were talking to him and trying to be diplomatic.
Man you burnt to death?
Well, it's not. It's very, very.
Don't ask.
So far in the past.
he is quite good at talking to people, though.
Well, what do we-
Fire at bay. How about that?
As long as you promise.
Have I set anyone on fire since
No.
talking to them? You've set more people on fire than I have since.
And on that, I'm just going to blow a little, you know,
Yeah, you almost did it again.
cinch your eyebrows.
Badass.
Do we know anything about the other tribe?
The
Have you
Centaurs,
had any
and
dealings
don't think so.
with those?
I know nothing of centaurs.
What can I make a check and see if I know anything about
Yes, you
Centaurs?
can make nature checks.
I don't know what trees are.
17.
17.
that?
16.
16, and then Juto and Cam, I'm assuming, know nothing. So, Centaurs, you both have different kind of approaches to your knowledge of Centaurs. Elora, you know there are Centaurs who live on the material plane and in the Feywild. They are generally hunters, they love hunting, they love the thrill of the race and speed. They tend to work quite closely with some of the summer elves, who go out and fight a lot of evil out in the Feywild, killing Formians and all sorts of bad things, unseelie Fey, etc. They can be a bit vicious and a bit savage. They're not very polite. They don't put much stock into things like manners. It's more about strength for them. For Reynard, you would kind of know them more from the tales from your uncle and things like that. They're generally, he would tell stories of going into like old forgotten forests, and this tribe of centaurs would come and ambush them out of the woods and surround them, and they'd have to, use their wits and their cunning and prove how strong they were to escape and things like that. But very similar things to what Elora knows. But you kind of have it more from they should be quite respected for their strength. They are kind of noble warriors.
Okay.
I don't know anything about them.
I think we should speak
I will
to the
relay.
Arie first.
We'll relay the
Yes.
Centaur information to these guys.
Perhaps they will recognise me.
Okay.
I think
makes
it's a good start if they recognise you at least.
Lady Amy, can you take us there?
Yes, I can. We should have food first. You don't want to go out on your own and go on empty stomachs.
Always thinking ahead, lady.
And then she kind of like waves her hand and she conjures just some food and things like that. Just normal food, not a hero's feast or anything like that. Just kind of conjures with create food and water. You guys managed to stock up on a few things, make sure you've got nice full bellies.
Is this counting as a short rest?
You may take a short rest.
I'm taking
Just
it
for
as
the
a short
purpose
rest.
of his death.
Yes, you may absolutely take a short rest.
Key points, return to me!
Yeah, you spent quite a lot, didn't you, in that?
10
Yeah.
out of 11.
Dude? Outdone her?
Do you think, is there anything else I can help you with? I mean, I'm just going to be sat here, so I might as well use some of my magic.
Maybe if the master comes out again, you could get some more intel. Maybe work her down to the point where she wants to fight with us.
Okay, well, I'll try. Yes, certainly, I'll
probably
speak to her.
But if she's got any other information about this land that could assist us, any other people, I don't know.
Of course, I'd love to ask. And she just happily smiles.
Other than that, maybe just practice flying.
She kind of looks a bit...
Without us.
Maybe the master could teach you a little bit. She seems to know the ways of elements and
I know how
air.
to fly. It's more that it just makes me feel incredibly sick.
They
Maybe she's
meditate, don't they? Maybe
Yeah.
they could teach you some sort of...
I'll try. I'll do my best.
Have you got any ways of communicating with us after we've left?
Maybe. I must remember what spells I prayed to Bahamut for this morning. I prepared a lot of healing spells, because I always do. I'm not trying to remember if she has
I would
access
really well
to...
on my hit dice.
Nice.
I only needed these.
I only needed one because of Lady Amy. I think she might have the hots for me.
You're not Korak, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Good thing about that.
She does have access to the sending spell, so she can, in theory, send you a brief message.
Oh, okay.
That's good. If there's anything...
But you can't, unless you have a similar spell, you won't be able to reply.
Okay.
You send a short message of 25 words or less to a creature that you are familiar with.
Well, that's useful.
Yeah, so you can send across any distance, but you can't reply. But you would hear her message. So if she learns anything, she can let you know.
Yeah, or if we have to leave for whatever reason.
Yes, if she has to suddenly be like, no, I must come and get you, let's go, she'll let you know.
Okay, good. No matter where we are in this plane? Or
It doesn't matter, wherever you are in the plane. If you are on a different plane, she can't do it, but...
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, you want to head down? So, Lady Amy will transform into her silver dragon form, her adult silver dragon form, scoops you up, you climb up on her back, she gingerly flies you down to the bottom, occasionally just kind of making noises as she kind of floats her way down. But because she's gliding down, she finds it much easier than just trying to fly straight.
Yeah.
She kind of drops you off and then flies back up to the top, bidding you good luck. And you remember that Master Guan Yin basically pointed in two directions on opposite sides of the mountain. So the Aries, she pointed to the east, and then the Centaurs, she pointed to the west.
I guess we go east.
East?
Is it another mountain, though? I hope it's not.
I don't know.
I guess this is the only mountain.
It's about a day's travel.
Is there anything we can see in the distance if we look that way?
The ocean, in fact, actually, you can see that far off in the distance, it does look like there is like an edge of a coast, like a coastal edge.
They're not in the water, are they?
Do you remember where they were?
They flew to where I was.
I mean, you met them when you were in a forest, making your way through Arboria.
Oh.
I met them when I was in a forest, making my way through Arboria.
Very well. Okay, let's head in this direction. I hope we don't drown.
Okay. So you begin making your way across Arboria. It is a beautifully stunning landscape. This is a land untouched by city, by lumber work and things like that. This is untamed wild lands. There is also something always supernatural about it. The way that the ground is just that perfect, green color. Everything's almost a little too good and a little too fantastical. The trees almost seem to glow. The sky is just that purest color of blue that you can imagine. Along the way, you do notice a couple of strange things. Ilora, your passive perception is quite high, right? I think you've got like 18. Yeah. You notice them at first. You can see kind of like, at first you mistook them for like dirt mounds, but on closer inspection, it looks like maybe there are great creatures that burrow underneath the ground that maybe make their way around the plane. You can see kind of areas where they've either broken through these kind of huge craters, or just like these kind of like upturns of earth where maybe they've moved and kind of just jostled the land around it. In the distance, you pass through forests, you can see that great, huge animals, larger than any you've ever seen, even larger than dire animals, occasionally might roam around. You see an elk that is perhaps the size of an elephant kind of at one point. But then you also see little sprites and fairies. There's just all sorts of things constantly going off on this plane.
Alora. These animals are really, really big. bigger than I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Don't you have the ability to turn into things?
Yeah.
Can you turn into bigger ones now?
Can I?
Not sure. They're not beasts. These are celestials.
They're
You suspect that because they are planar animals, it is difficult to assume their form.
Depends which animal it is. Probably not.
Oh,
Very magical.
all right. Just don't do it in front of me either way. Thanks.
I will be sure to.
Okay.
You travel on. Most of your time, you're kind of constantly walking away. The large mountain, the mountain of the four elements where you kind of fought Guan Yin and met her, is kind of always in the distance. You can turn around and it is a key location. It's a focal point easily that you can identify. You make your way through woods and things. You occasionally come across maybe what looks like a sign of a recent battle or a skirmish. Blood marks on the ground, a few broken spearheads, some arrows, upturned earth, that sort of thing. The tracks, it looks like people on horseback. Running around, and then that's it.
Does it look like Centaur?
It's a horse, and you haven't seen many other horses around. And if you know that there are centaurs, it's probably likely. But you see like broken arrows and things like that.
Is it clear what they were fighting?
There are no other tracks for what they were fighting.
So maybe air people.
I mean, it's highly likely that they could have been fighting something that was flying.
How recent are the tracks?
Perhaps a couple of days, 3, 4, 5 days. It varies, and you don't just encounter one, you actually find them kind of spread out, generally near things like rivers, forests. You can see that there are like wild patches where vegetation grows and things like that. Kind of anywhere that looks like it could be valuable as a resource.
Okay.
But eventually, after a long day travel, you guys rest. And as you're kind of nearing the end of the day, as the sun is beginning to set, and you can see here the sun is way larger in the sky than what you expect, but it doesn't feel any warmer. The sun is huge and it kind of dominates the whole sort of like sky almost at one point. And as it begins to dip, the whole world is cast into shades of red and orange and brown and gold, and this kind of autumnal theme just kind of falls across the entire land. And as you approach, you at first see it's kind of almost like a sheer cliff face against like the edge of an ocean, like a continental shelf. White Cliffs of Dover kind of thing. Imagine like these big tall cliffs and you're kind of approaching the top ends. You can see what appear to be wooden towers with guards, and you can just see these elves. You can see the pointed ears, the helms. Their helms are kind of made from kind of leather, and they're just kind of looking at you. You can see feathers kind of dangling off their helmets like with curiousness. But you don't see any settlements. You don't see anything, but you begin to hear a lot of noise, like you're approaching a busy marketplace, and you can just kind of hear this sound echoing along with the waves crashing against the cliffs. Out in the sea, you can see what appear to be cliffside stacks, so kind of large rock formations that just jut out from the sea itself. And on those, you can see buildings. You can see one large-looking round building, kind of built from wood and stone and kind of nestled up almost into a small spire with a great lightning bolt symbol kind of across its kind of edge. And you can see creatures flying around with great feathery wings, just flying around outside of it, making their way down below you to the cliff face.
They're very weird, aren't they? I should probably not say that to them. But yeah, you're an elf.
Yes.
You're probably the closest link to these people.
They're a different kind of elf. They're
Potato,
celestial.
tomato, same thing.
To be honest, you may have a connection to them.
Huh?
They're celestial.
I'm not celestial.
Is your Lightborn any kind of celestial?
Maybe. Well, due to they helped you.
I was dead at the time.
Maybe they like dead people.
That's not great because none of us want to be dead.
So as you're having this conversation, you see a
Raymond?
flock of about 4 of these winged people. Men and women mixed together. You can see that their clothing there's no uniform to them. They have armor, like leather armor, but even that's mismatched. They appear to have made it from different beasts and creatures. Some of them wear very little clothing, like a small kind of almost like bikini bottoms and like a top, or almost like a half towel wrap around their waist and nothing else. They just have tattoos kind of like these swirling, airy tattoos. Some of them wear bright fabrics with long ribbons trailing off them. They're all dressed very eccentrically, and they float their way over to you. You can see that they all wield spears and they have shields, and they hover about 80 feet away from you. Ho there! Who goes?
Just travelers.
Who are you?
We are visiting.
Well, we can see that, you strange mortals. And they kind of float their way down about 30 feet off the edge. You can see that they don't wear shoes. They just hover up in the air and they just look down. And they're smiling. They're not angry. They're kind of like laughing. A couple of them are like eyeing you up closely.
I'll take my shoes off.
They look so strange, Maneve. Yes, look at this one. He doesn't... and they're kind of like looking around. And you can see that they all have like peach-coloured skin, like, pale skin, kind of like us. But they've got these large feathery wings, pointed ears. They look very different to all the elves you've met. Like all of the other elves you've met have got very specific skin tones.
I'm going to take my shoes off.
Okay. Feel the grass beneath your feet.
I am.
Better than your strange realm, I'm sure.
Yeah, so nice and spongy. Thanks.
What brings you to our lands? Travellers.
Do you know of a man called Tanos?
Tanos, one of our soldiers.
I met him here previously. We have a request.
Well, of course. Well, you do not seem hostile. I should warn you, if you do cause any trouble in the city, we will throw you out to sea and let you die upon the rocks. But you're more than welcome to visit, Gale Hearth. Can any of you fly?
I can for a time.
Well, that should be sufficient. We can take you to one of our resting spots, and you may recover there. What of the rest of you?
I have a scimitar that can hover me, but that's about it.
You may be all right. We'll give you a hand if you need it. The two of you are
I've got
safe?
the bronze griffin.
Oh, very well. Follow us then, and they fly over and just drop off the cliff. They kind of like just fly down.
They all just died.
They have wings, Cam. Wings. You saw them fly.
Just all suicided in front of us.
I
That's
cast Fly Anchor up on them while he's
Okay.
I'll get the
whinging.
bronze griffin.
So you summon the bronze griffin out. The two of you climb on board on that. Are you going to try and axle glide?
Mary Poppins.
Oh my
Mary
God.
Poppins, y'all! So when you dive off the side of the cliff, you can actually see that, first of all, these cliffs stretch on for miles along the coast. Like, you actually don't see an end to them when you look to the sides. You can see out on the sea they've got these massive stacks with other buildings. But built into the cliff face are homes, little buildings, things like that, but they're built into the rock. There are no ladders, there are no rope bridges. It is literally you fly out and then you fly in another one and then you fly down and you fly in another one. And you kind of
very difficult.
You fly down and Reynard hovers his way down and they kind of, some of them you're kind of like, oh, you start going the wrong way. They laugh. One of them flies up to you, a woman who's kind of doesn't seem to be wearing that much, angles you and then pushes you and you kind of float your way towards the entrance.
So graceful.
And they lead you into what is a large open cavern into the cliff itself. The wind that was howling outside dies down, but there is just this gentle kind of noise. But you can hear that they've got wind chimes, which kind of create these delicate sounds. You can see that all around there is lots of swathes of loose fabric that just kind of gently drifts and glows. And as you land, you begin making your way through. You can see that it's kind of a large, very communal area, maybe the size of a large tavern. There are pillows and rugs thrown just around the floor. And as you walk in, you can see that it's chaos. You look over one side and there are 4 of these airy elves just so drunk, like drunker than anybody you've ever seen, and they're just pouring wine and just drinking it and laughing. They're smoking some sort of strange incense. You look to the other side, there is 3 people having sex just openly, like completely nude, just banging away, just happily getting on with their business.
Banging away.
Yeah, there are some which are playing music, there are some which are painting or making sculptures, and they're just carrying on like it's business as normal. As you land, a few of them are like, welcome, and they kind of gesture you in. They bring over pitchers of wine, they bring out foods, kind of fish, like salted fish dishes, and offer it around.
I love this place, and I don't want to leave.
The ones having sex don't, like they're busy doing their thing.
I'm waving at them. Hey!
As they see you wave,
having fun?
The one that introduced, one of them called Minerve, she's just like, oh, my apologies. And she looks over, you 3, what are you doing? We have guests. And they kind of stop and they're like, oh, sorry, would you care to join?
No, we got work to do. Sorry.
Very well.
Later.
Enjoy. Yes, please.
Save a slot for me.
And they go back. They just carry back. They carry back on.
Thank you.
This sounds like an RP server in World of Warcraft.
It's chaotic and very frivolous. But you are led through this kind of building into a room at the back where there is a large kind of plush-looking chair, and you can see that there are skulls of creatures all kind of decorated around. There are weapons kind of all around the walls, and sat in this large chair is this winged elf. She looks middle-aged, but she has an athletic build, like, nice thick taut muscles, slender body, wears just like chest wrappings and then a loose loincloth, no shoes, has her feet up, and you can see that she's just kind of resting in this large lounge chair. And she's like, welcome, I've been told of your arrival. And she kind of looks over and she goes, my name is Visa, I am the champion of Galehearth. What do we owe the pleasure of, strange travellers from other realms?
Why?
I have not seen your kind here in Arboria before.
Why have I never heard of this place before?
I do not know, my friend. I cannot say why you've not heard of it.
I'm pinching myself all the time.
Yeah, no.
I'm not waking up. This is great. This is real.
Arboria is a land of many great things, my friend.
Are you not used to it? The
Used to
amazing
what?
sunsets, the big sun.
Of course not.
The perfect breeze.
We enjoy them every day. That is the life of Arboria.
Have you got a spare room?
Of course.
Forever.
Of course.
Okay, well, it's been fun, everybody.
She looks at you. You will struggle somewhat here in Galehearth. You are somewhat flightless.
You can carry me. You look very strong.
I could, but not all the time. We'd be more than welcome to help you try and find some sort of method of making your way around. But you may be better suited to perhaps living up on the land where your kind walk. That's what you call it, isn't it? When you use your legs in that manner, walking?
Yeah, well, you've got legs.
Well, yes, but we rarely use them for walking.
That's fair. How savage. I want to stay.
So, to what do we owe the pleasure of such exotic travellers? This one seems quite silent. He is not like this man, I believe?
Yes.
Yes. You are different to this man.
Well, I've
Yes.
had my fair share of parties very similar to this.
Oh, I'm sure that nothing in your strange realm would compare to the wonders of Arboria.
You haven't seen what I've seen. But
Well, perhaps you should show us all.
perhaps I should.
Yes. We welcome any delights. It's at this point where you're all having a good time, you see that, you hear a cry come from the room behind you, like a real kind of like, kind of like cry. And as you kind of look around, this champion woman doesn't really seem to register it in any alarm. You turn around and you can see two of these winged elves, both men, just grappling with each other with an absolute intense fury. One of them reaches over, picks up what appears to be sort of like a large tankard and just smashes it into the head of another one. Blood goes everywhere, the man crumples unconscious, he just pushes him to the side, kicks him a few times, spits on him and then walks away, and everybody just carries on as normal.
Interesting.
That was normal, right? That was...
Of course. She looks over like, is he alive? And they're like, yes, champion, he is alive. We believe some sort of argument about a lover or something. Like, it doesn't matter.
Well, okay.
What would you do if he had died?
Well, there would be, we would speak to the offender and make sure that there was some just reason for it. If not, he would likely just be exiled.
Interesting.
Note taken.
Do you have a lot of exiles?
Not usually. People are free to live and do as they please here. If there is a reason for anger or fury, then why should that not be as expressed as joy or sorrow?
Does she have anything nearby, like food or drink or anything?
Yeah, there's like little plates of wine and stuff like that.
I'm just gonna go over and drink some and just
Yeah.
see how she reacts.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't react at all.
I'm gonna slap Cam on the back of the head.
Ow!
I just felt I wished to express joy.
The tiefling woman understands.
Huh, fitting right in. Making the most of it.
I'm gonna throw a goblet at Cam's head as well.
I'm gonna do a dexterity save.
Try and dodge out the way. Yeah, that's enough.
Right, I love
18.
this place.
What are you doing?
I still have that potion that I was given that might make Cam and Reynard friends. And I'm really no.
Yes, you do. I forgot you have
When
that
did you get
actually.
that? We got it
Oh,
a while ago.
Long time ago, I think.
From Albert. Albert gave it to me and he was like, just
In case they
in
needed
case
something
they
to
needed
help them
something
get
to help them
along.
get along.
Yeah, it's true.
Don't know what it does. Could be
Okay.
fun.
Champion,
Oh God.
Yes,
we come here under the direction of Master Guan Yin.
the strange hermit at the top of the Four Element Mountain.
Yes.
Interesting.
We have a situation in the plain where we are from. A great war is coming and we need allies.
Then you have come to the right place. There are no finer fighters among than the area ourselves. We live for battle.
I love this place.
Of course. So you seek our aid.
If possible, yes.
Perhaps something can be arranged. It is somewhat fortuitous for you that any of my kind that travel to your plane and die will simply return here, so we have very little to fear. But I'm not willing to offer our aid so freely. There is something I would quite like for you to do for me.
Of course.
A favour for a favour, shall we say. We put ourselves at... Well, we fight for a battle for you, you fight a battle for us here. There is a despicable, dishonourable group of savages called the Plainsfolk. The body of horses, the top half of people like you. They roam around, they trample our farms, they kill any of my people that they see. They have long hated and envied us for our control of the air. They are scum. They constantly wage battle against us because for centuries untold, our champions have been equally matched. Myself and whatever descendant of theirs, I believe his name is Kaggle, I don't know what it is. He is their ruler. If their ruler were to be displaced or killed by an outsider, that would be significant to me. And if you were to return with their ancestral weapon, it is a bow of fire, I would be more than happy to lend the Arie's assistance to whatever cause you have. They are not even worth trying to talk to. You should sneak in, kill them, take the bow and return here. They will be disrupted. Without their champion, they will fall apart and scatter. They will flee these lands.
And with what will you assist us with? You've got your armies, of course, but do you have your own magical weapon?
I do. I have mine, which I will carry into battle on your behalf. And she kind of holds her hand out, and there is a crackle, and almost you hear a roll of thunder, and a bolt of lightning forms in her hand and then solidifies into a silver spear. Its tip is jagged like the bolt of a lightning, and she's like, "This is Stormcrest, passed down through millennia, from champion to champion of the Arie." And then she lets her hand go, and it disappears.
Oh, very powerful.
Very impressive.
Very cool.
Thank you. It is passed down. It was a gift from Melora herself. You, especially know Melora, she's the goddess of nature and storms and wilderness.
And did Melora tell you what started this age-long feud?
Melora has no need to tell me. Melora is a guide for our people. You may have seen her temple out on the sea. No, I know the story well myself.
I'm being from foreign lands. I'd be very interested to know.
Oh, it is a very simple tale. I mean, centuries, perhaps even a millennia ago, the two tribes, my people and the Plainsfolk, we came to Arboria looking for new lands to settle. The Centaurs wanted to live inland, and we wished to live by the sea, to praise Melora. So there was not much conflict to begin with. We were even allies for a long time. But the lands in between us were fertile and good for crops and orchards, raising animals. And soon the Centaurs became jealous of what our share of that land was. And so, one morning, they rode their forces in, slaughtered the farmers that they found, and claimed it for themselves. Now, my great ancestor flew immediately to their defense, slew their champion, but obviously they sent for reinforcements, and a great war erupted. And this battle lasted for centuries. Every once in a while we would need to return, gather our forces, return, and go back at it, all trying to get revenge for the fallen, the people that these centaurs had savagely killed, the land they had stolen.
So they had started.
Oh, they marched in and murdered unarmed farmers. Brutal creatures, as I told you, savages. It was only until the Mountain of the Four Elements erupted from the earth, the land that we had been fighting over had become blood-soaked and a deadly battleground. The mountain actually drove it away. It erupted in the center and split our lands effectively in two. We still war with the Centaurs, of course. We have skirmishes on the outskirts amongst the forests and the rivers where we gather water, but for the most part the mountain keeps us from being able to fully attack each other, which is why your arrival is somewhat fortuitous. They won't expect you to be marching in to defeat them.
Maybe it is fate that we're here.
I
From the
believe
lore
so.
itself.
You seem to appreciate our way of life. I think it is a blessing.
What is the war for? If you're not fighting for land, you're just losing.
It's for these people have killed mine for centuries. They slaughtered innocent lives. They've killed our champions. They wage war against. We are trying to defend ourselves.
Okay.
I'm going to insight her, even though I'm enraptured.
Yeah, I kind of want to insight to see if she's telling the truth about the story in general.
Everyone starts rolling dice.
20.
Okay.
40.
40?
14.
40.
26.
26. Juto and Laura, you all think that she is saying what she believes to be true. But there's definitely kind of like, with the insight checks, it's less her body language and more you're like, it doesn't entirely sound convincing. Like, this, you very quickly learn this is one side of the story. There is likely more to this than what she is saying, but she believes that what she is saying is right.
You say, if your people were to fight with us in our plane, and they died, they would simply come back here.
Yes, we return here.
So what if they die here?
Then they will pass on into Melora's grace.
Right. So it is a true...
This is our home plane. I don't know how it works for you material planers, but for us it is, if we are summoned to another plane, or especially if we are summoned there. If we travel there like perhaps you have done, it is slightly different, but I can give you an item that will summon me and my forces to you.
Very interesting.
One certainly.
Just out of interest, you being an honourable, awesome people,
Of course.
if for some crazy reason the plains folk stop killing yours and stood down,
We would need some significant assurances. They have tried, they have waved flags of peace only to slaughter those that we send to speak with them. You cannot trust them. They are savagery. They are no better than wild animals.
right?
But if you were to be able to and I do not know what that would be, you would need to provide some incredible assurances that they will stick to what they claim.
What about a whole line of volcanoes so that you could never see each other again?
That is not preferable. We would like to see the lands as undisturbed as possible. We get much of what we need from the sea and the cliffs, but there is a lot of things we can only grow on the land.
Right, just looking at our options here, that's all.
This item that you would give us to summon you to our plane, could you use it to teleport anywhere within this one?
No.
Ignore me.
I'm afraid it will only it will basically transport myself and bonded warriors to a plane of to whichever plane you were on, and then either we can choose to return, or if we die, we will simply return here. But it is a one-way back. But it does mean that my forces will be able to fight without care for dying. They will be able to throw themselves into dangerous situations as you need them to. You can risk them into roles that you would not wish to wish you in. Whereas I understand war quite well. I would also be able to offer you my tactical advice. I have fought many, many battles myself.
I assume you were born and raised in battle.
Indeed. Many of my people are. There are only a few of us who are not trained as warriors. Most of us learn to fight from the immediacy. I myself have fought in the Storm of Champions at least 4 times. That is how I reside over as champion of my people.
That sounds very difficult to maintain.
Have you ever fought inside a storm, a great storm at sea?
Oh, it's an actual storm.
Yes, we fight inside a storm that Melora conjures off on the coast. Whoever is the last one alive is the champion.
I think it was raining a little bit way back when.
Bit of wind,
How sweet.
It was a drizzle, but it wasn't a storm.
Clearly we have a lot to learn about battle from you fine folk.
There are many things we can teach you. Anything. Love, wine, good times, songs, art. We can teach it to you all.
And I have so much to learn.
You are more than welcome.
I'm going to start.
You are pleasing for your kind. You will be more than welcome here.
I'm pleasing.
Yes.
I know.
Perhaps not as pleasing as the other one, but you are pleasing.
So say what?
Well, you will have this, and she points at like your chin beard. This is unacceptable. The other one has another. This would need to go. This hair upon your face, disgusting. But this one has a fine physique. You are perhaps a little, and she kind of like points at your muscles. You are not as.
I'm toned.
I love
An athletic build.
I'm merely being honest.
He's just chunky in the wrong areas.
Oh no, this is a man. This is a man who is physically trained. I can
Physically
tell.
trained.
Can I punch
But
Green Eye?
you are pleasing in its own way. You have a foolishness about you which is charming.
Let's say out of
There you
10.
go, Kim. Charming. You're charming. There you
He's
go.
To
definitely a
use
fool.
10 as a number,
Well, how else would you use it?
as a way of guide, as a rating of sorts, perhaps an 8 or a 9,
8 or
6 or
9.
a 7.
7.
Still very good for your kind.
Elora, flex your arm.
What's your charisma score?
Nothing. It's 10.
This one is a
But I'm
capable
strong.
one. She's like, I would be more than pleased to fight alongside this one in battle, but for lovemaking, perhaps not.
Love making.
Due to
No,
what's
that
your
is-
charisma?
That is what I am referring to when I rate yourselves. Lovemaking purely.
That was a good fine way to rate us, but
This one also looks like he has far more stamina.
I have so much to do. I'm sorry. It's such an honor to meet you.
Indeed.
Love it. I'm going to start taking off my top and walking into the other room.
Yeah.
I'm flexing on my way. Trying to
you
look
start
bigger than
flexing.
I actually am.
Yeah, you get like interest, like men and women, or men and women come up to you and you're like, oh, would you
Where's
like
that group of 3?
And they're like-
That's all you can hear.
They call you over. Yes, human, this way.
I'll see you
We're
in
almost
Cam,
ready
there's
for
no
ready
time.
for round 2.
Cam, no time.
just 1 minute. That's all
No
I need.
time.
I'm just shutting my eyes.
These.
Do you join for a minute?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. They need a bit of a rest. They drink some wine.
A lot of
They
anger to release.
They strip you, and then it's incredible.
Perfect.
It's amazing.
Do tell.
It's a 4-person go at it.
Excellent.
Can you
Men
make
and women.
individual
Good.
rolls?
More details?
I'm not going to give you any more details.
The whole shebang.
I mean, they're all winged, feathered elves, so kind of like their wings kind of hide them from your views. Like,
I'm not
I'm not
looking.
looking
Oh, okay,
for
well, if
I'm
you
not
were.
listening. I'm not
Oh
looking.
no, I mean you can't avoid the
La,
sound.
la, la, la,
Yeah,
la,
you're-
Oh! Oh my god, whoa! Not there! No, actually, yes! Back in!
Happy place.
I'm
Happy place. Happy place.
Whoa!
the elves
I
offer you
might
wine and things like
I
that.
might actually get the bronze griffin and just fly outside so I camp here
Yeah.
and just float about outside for a while.
Yeah, you fly by. You see quite a few of them coming and going. You can see that definitely now that you see it, that there is definitely the building that you saw on these stacks is clearly a temple, and there's lots of people going to and fro. And yeah,
Are we still in that room talking to that
well,
champion?
he's not. She's not. You're like going la 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 and leaving. I'm guessing.
I don't know. I'm probably just going to stand on the spot. Just like happy
Well,
place.
I'll go back to the story and say, so these savages you speak of,
You're going back to the champion.
yeah,
Yes, athletic one.
thank you. How do you suppose we enter their domain?
Well, their domain is a valley far, far from here. I've heard stories of it, but I've never been. They do not allow us to get so close. But you, I imagine, if you simply go under the guise of being travellers, as you say, they will let you walk in. Just simply kill their champion, and that will be done.
Are there any distinguishing features about their champion?
He is large. He carries a flaming bow. He will be. I know he is a male of a fine athletic build. I'm afraid I know little more than that.
The flaming bow should be a giveaway.
Yes.
Go back in and speak to them.
Just fly back in. Griffin waits outside. You walk past Cam, like the minute's finished at this point.
Muttering and
you're like lounging.
Is there some sort of incense cigarette I can
God! Well, there's like hookah pipes and stuff like that. Like they offer you.
I'm in a
hookah
daze.
Pipe. Yeah, like naked. He's just laying there.
Not
quite a few.
in
They
that
are
direction.
impressed, obviously, by the natural 20.
Next time, we should do it, but you should fly me and just airbang.
We can try. We can do that. But you, is there a way you can fly? Magic or something?
Can you not all hold me up?
It'd be really hard.
I know.
I mean, how can I do the thing with the? I can't do that.
That's
when
a
I'm
good
flying.
point. Yeah, you need all your limbs.
Yeah.
The wings are a great addition, by the way. Never had that experience before. Thank you.
It's our pleasure.
Any grapes around here? Is there any sort of
Yeah, we get
fantasy grapes?
Do not give him grapes.
No, you've got grapes already.
I love this place.
They're like literally like
completely
flying into
ignoring
you.
him.
There's actually a female one comes over dressed, female winged elf, and she's like, "Can I paint you? I've never seen one of your kind before. Can you stay nude?"
Of course, yeah.
Oh, excellent. She gets like an easel and she begins
Can I hear this?
Oh, I thought you were going to paint my body. All right.
Oh,
Paint,
I can do that as well if you like.
paint me,
And then I'll paint.
then paint the painting on me.
That would be quite interesting. I've never done that before. Certainly. You're having a conversation.
Are there noodles?
No. They don't eat noodles.
Never noodles.
Never noodles.
Thought you said this place was really nice.
It is nice. If you like wine and grapes and boar. Big, massive boar and pigs.
Elk.
Elk. Venison. There's a lot of venison. Anything else you guys want to ask? Get your info dump while you can.
I guess we infiltrate their ranks and do what we can.
Swift justice.
Swift. Justice.
These people, they sound like very strong people.
They are a very proud warrior culture, but
Yes.
well, no, she doesn't say they're proud. She says they are strong and hearty, but they do not know honor.
Is there a way you can assist us in getting to their location faster?
No, it's simply I could, but you would be attacked. If you are seen as an ally of us, they will attack us on sight. You will have far better chances if you make your way there yourselves.
Fair play, mate.
Is there anything you can give us to assist on this mission?
She looks at you. Not really. I was led to believe that this was, we will help you if you help us. I did not understand that you would need hand-holding.
Please
I just mean-
excuse my companions. They are
I can
distracted.
understand. He is very clearly the athletic one. I see why you keep him around for certain activities, but yes.
I just meant like what?
She gestures. You have weapons. Is this device on that you wear, this sword at your belt, are these not weapons enough?
I suppose. It's not a lightning spear.
Raymond, are you saying you are not good enough?
I'm afraid that Stormcrest is for the champion and champion alone.
Fine.
You are more than welcome to battle me for it in the storm.
Oh, please do.
In a storm. How bad of a storm?
You'd have to fly.
She
Reynard.
stands, her wings flap and she kind of floats up, she takes your hand. Come, I will show you.
It's fine.
Are you sure?
Don't really feel like it right now. And you seem like people who do things.
We are very much about how you feel. If you do not feel up for it, that's fine.
Maybe later.
Of course.
We need to get out of here right now.
I'm just posing.
So she's done like a very basic, like very abstract picture of you and is now painting it onto your chest.
Yeah. You get the background as well in there.
Yeah, she does, yeah.
Just a full...
Like the harem kind of background, yeah.
Amazing. You're so talented.
Thank you, thank you.
I'm trying to tense for you so
This
it
is my
creates a
my
flat-
third painting.
Your third when? Ever?
Yes. I before this I was a warrior and before that I was a seamstress, but now I'm a painter.
Do you just choose when?
Yes, you just I felt like being a painter.
We're leaving soon.
I'm enjoying the paintbrush.
Your alignment is chaotic good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yes, it is.
Good.
Cheeky CG.
Oh.
Carry on. What do you guys want to do?
By your leave, champion. we shall visit this tribe.
Thank you. If you return to me with their ancestral weapon, and I believe them to be dead, then my aid is yours.
What will we use to prove that they are dead?
The weapon.
If you can wrest their ancestral weapon from them,
You said that one.
that
Raymond.
will be enough.
Sorry.
Do we have to go?
Zip it!
Sorry.
Zip it.
You guys do the talking. I'll do the jumping. I'm the athletic one.
So, Raymond, how are you all going to get out of this area?
Oh.
Because you can griffin, you can take one of the 2 humans with you. You can
probably
fly,
can't,
you've still
but-
got your hour.
It's not an hour, we decided
It
it
was
was
a minute.
10
Yeah.
minutes.
10 minutes you'd probably be out. Well, he's been banging. No, I'd say you're reaching near the limit though. You're like, "Ooh, we should leave now."
I'll do round trips.
Okay, you just do trips, ferry people to and fro. Okay.
I wave goodbye to the painter lady.
She waves.
And the orgy.
They're resting, but they wave. Still nude, just lounging.
Nice. Oh, I put my clothes on.
Okay, it's good to know.
You're not allowed anywhere near any
But I've
of us
got
without
a
them.
lot of the buttons undone, so you can see the painting underneath.
It's like a little cam face with a background
just me.
sticking. It's just like sticking out. Yeah.
I'm just going to take one look at it as I walk past him and just sigh, the deepest sigh in the world. And
Jealousy.
Just walk on.
All right, I'm gonna hop on the bronze griffin.
You fly back up. And you guys want to start making your way? And with the bronze griffin, you can fly a fair bit and stuff like that. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys make your way. You have to rest along the way. It's nighttime. You basically make a basic camp. Lady Amy does message you, just saying, "You're not back yet, so I guess you're still busy. I'll wait here." And that's it.
Needy.
And you guys stay overnight, you camp, you eat. Elora manages to find various foods and water, and then you carry on. It takes you about another day's travel in the opposite direction, so it's again nighttime. But this time, as the ground descends, you can see that this area begins to get more hilly and more rocky. You can see in the far distance, not the elemental mountain, but another mountain range far behind it. But you eventually get led into a large valley with steep mountainsides.
So we've
with
taken a
paths.
long rest, haven't we?
Yeah.
You have taken a long rest, which is important to know. Who else has a chaotic alignment, by the way? Juto, Reynard, do you know what your alignment is?
I don't actually.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, no. It's not even based on alignment anymore. Okay, interesting.
What?
Doesn't matter. So, you make your way down into a large valley. There is heavy forested trails leading down.
On this route, I'm pretty much saying
How do we... Yeah, okay, yep.
I'm guessing we're all in agreement that we slaughter the living hell out of the Centaurs and do everything we possibly can for the winged elves.
I thought you said previously you wished us to go the diplomatic route and talk to
We've
them.
done a lot of things.
I don't think we should slaughter them. I think they're very capable warriors.
We do
and I
everything
don't
we can to
think-
bring justice to
Cam,
these unfortunate winged folk.
you don't know what the centaurs are like. They might be really
But
nice.
I know everything about the winged
You know
ones.
too much about them.
Exactly.
I know. But
I could be one with them if I could just sprout wigs. Be great.
Can everybody but Elora make a perception check, please? Elora, you don't need to. You've already seen it.
No.
Come on.
Okay, it was on a 20 and it rolled
8.
over.
8,
22.
22,
11.
11. Elora and Reynard, as you're kind of having this conversation, you kind of become aware that in this kind of heavily forested path heading down in this valley, you kind of get the sense of something is here, and then you basically hear like the rustle of the bushes. You look over, and kind of stepping out very quietly is a large horseman. And you can see that there are at least 2 more. They've got long spears, and they've got longbows strapped over their shoulders. 2 of them have got longbows with arrows not drawn, but nocked. And the one with the spear just levies it, and it's just like, "You, strangers! What are you doing here?"
We are travellers from a different plane.
That is obvious, good fellows. Why are you here?
Exploration.
They look at you.
our companion had a meeting with someone that she's met before on this plane.
Master Guan Yin.
You know the master of the mountain. You do not look particularly worthy of battle. And they kind of examine you a little bit, and They kind of look over. Reynard, you've got like a high. What's your constitution and strength?
Constitution is. Where is it? 14, and my strength is 14 as well.
Okay. Elora, your strength
My
is
strength
massive.
is 23 and my constitution is 16.
Okay, and then yours is.
Cheeky plus
Yeah.
0.
Pick them.
11.
And then Con is 13. They look around, they're like, the Centaurs look at Elora and Reynard, and they don't really they're watching you two, but they kind of address these two more directly.
Yeah, knowing that
You-
they're about strength and things, I'm like,
Puffing yourself up.
Yeah.
They look at you two and they're like, are you taking these others through lands? You seem hardy and strong. Why have you brought these two with you? This is not a place for creatures that cannot defend themselves. This is a dangerous land. And they kind of look at you sternly.
We actually just spent some time with Master Guan Yin and proved ourselves in battle. And it was my companion here who has been learning from this master.
Show us. Show us your skill. Show us what you can do. Strange purple-skinned one.
I'd back up if I were you. She's very powerful.
Silence! You have not proven yourself, male.
We're gonna flex.
Like,
You still
he
do a little
attempts.
pink.
Look at his attempts. Why have you painted yourself upon yourself?
Because I'm worthy of having 2 of me.
They laugh. They laugh at you. It's very clearly being laughed at.
Hello.
I also laugh.
Kind of eye you suspiciously. The bow's not quite dropping. You two, and they gesture to you. What are your names? You appear worthy.
My name is Elora Galanadel. I am royalty of the Spire of the Moon.
You are an elf, but you have no wings.
I do not.
We will trust you for now. And what of you?
My name is Reynard Ferrohorn.
What do you do, man? What is your role?
I slice down all foes that come to me face to face.
With this
scimitar.
And he points at it. It's like, this thing is gilded with jewels and gems. This is no warrior's weapon.
It is a magical weapon. Though I do like to take things down by fist too.
And they slap each other on the back. We will see. What of you, purple one?
How many are there?
3.
Can I go into, and we're in a forest, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would like to activate fire stance.
So you kind of drop into it, and then
And then
there's a few there's a bit like one of them is like, flames.
can I
She a sorcerer.
martial arts at a tree and just
Like,
knock it down and set it on fire?
it's more that you just basically cause these enormous scorch marks, begin pummeling it with your fists, watching as the bark chips away, and eventually through with enough blows, you basically hammer this point to the bark gets burnt through, and the wood is starting to burn. The centaur is like, enough, put out the flames. You have proven yourself.
I would like to activate water stance.
Okay, so you then you kind of switch it up, you move into the more graceful water stance, and then you're going to do the freezing.
All the water wet? Probably freezing. Yeah, I need to do the freezing.
Freeze will put it out a lot
I'll do the
faster.
freeze.
So you kind of and you just watch as this ice just bursts around. There is a kind of silence, and then you will be welcome, sister. And
I bow.
And they kind of nod, and you as well, Ferrohorn, fist fighter, non-winged elf. You are strong in muscle. You will be welcomed as a sister as well. This one you may bring with you.
What?
And then they're like, come, we shall take you to our home.
After what he's done today, I'm not even going to try and stand up for him.
They kind of just
I was going to, but then I went, no.
yeah, they're just like, come, we will lead you.
He is our pack mule.
Good. They look over you and be like, he is not carrying much. Brother, give him the wood. And one of the centaurs just drops a big sack of wood.
I've already had this today. Lots
It's
of wood.
heavy. It's like
I'm fine.
you're going to be tired if you have to carry this for very far. It takes you about 20 minutes to follow down these steep kind of mountain paths, and you can see that actually they've kind of maintained almost very neat and tidy roads, very flat, compacted earth. that seem to weave through the various valleys and the woods and things like that. You are pretty tired at this point carrying
Can
this
I
heavy
take it
wood.
off of him?
They look at you and they kind of like, the centaurs are like, no.
My companion is useful for other things. It is not strength.
It is.
though.
It's all
It
strength.
is not
You
strength.
just pick it off of
Yeah.
him, like, you're so strong, like, you're just like, they're like, ha ha ha, you are very strong, sister. It is a shame that you must burden yourself with such a weakling.
He tells jokes too.
Ah, he is a jester! Good, this makes more sense. We will have him dance for us later around the fire.
Excellent.
Dress him up as best you can.
Yes, we will find something suitable. And they lead you down, and you basically are led out into kind of what is like a large open grove with a wooden palisade wall. And there are just these kind of wooden shacks with like straw beds just everywhere. And a lot of it's they live out in the open. There's not really buildings as such. There's more like, you can see like they've constructed stone and wood into kind of almost like gazebo like roofing and things like that with like heavy straw bales. You can see that there are young centaurs running around with each other, chasing after each other, playing games. There's quite a lot of them are very martially focused. You can see 3 women all lining up with longbows shooting at targets, just chatting amongst each other as well, kind of talking about the day, about the hunt that they've been on that day, about what they're going to do later on, you know, for festivities. You can see a few of them are like brewing. You can see quite a few farmers making dishes. All of their things like counters and things that they work on are like above your height, because they're obviously horses and then people torso, so they're quite tall.
Are there any reverse centaurs?
There are not any reverse centaurs, no. There are only normal centaurs.
I'm
But
just trying to think that.
I know, it's weird.
you can
Speak
see
Bojack Horseman.
most of them are topless, men and women just walking around, nothing on, just hanging around as they
Boobs.
normally do. Yeah, oh yeah, just like men as well, just walking around. Obviously men very well hung and things like that, being horses and all that kind of stuff.
Gosh.
It's very much, but again, there's just a very ambivalent, like, they don't care kind of attitude. Lots of laughter, lots of kind of slapping each other on the back, and you can see a few of the, like, centaurs, men and women, wrestling with each other and trying to throw each other down, and when they do, everybody cheers, even the one that got knocked down. And
Kayla would love this.
it's very, yeah, there's a lot of kind of physical, but very sort of honest and kind of joyous activity going on. And they lead you through, and the 3 that led you around are just like, we shall take you to speak with our champion. He will wish to meet fine warriors such as yourselves. Come, we shall take you to meet Kagar. And on that, we're going to take a breaky break, and we will be back in 5 minutes.
See if
Don't
we
go
bang
away.
some horse people.
Oh, you
Soon.
would, wouldn't
You can if you want, except you're weak.
See you in
It's
5.
my turn.
We're back from the break. Welcome. Why are you shaking your head? You unhappy?
That joke.
The one I told before we went live, yeah, it's terrible. Welcome back to HighRollers. We just came back from our break. The party are currently on the plain of Arboria and are trying to, I believe they're trying to broker some sort of peace between these two warring factions.
We're trying really badly.
But they've basically encountered, a group of winged elves, and they have just gone to a tribe of Centaur, who are all very nice and friendly. Kim has broken something.
No, my mic just dropped off my lap.
Oh, good. They're not expensive, I'm sure.
Carry on.
So, you guys are led into this Centaur camp, this kind of wooden palisade in the middle of like a big thick forest in a valley, with a large open grove. And yeah, you are taken through. You see a very similar sense. There is no building, like there is basically one big sort of wooden canopy held up by these 4 posts in the middle of the room, and basically laying on a big straw bed surrounded by what you can see to be sort of like ceramic jugs of a very strong smelling fermented drink is an incredibly athletic looking centaur man, tribal tattoos painted all over his horse and upper half. Long black hair, kind of very Worf-like in kind of hairstyle when he kind of lets it loose. And he kind of looks over and he's just like, Welcome! Welcome to Strong Meadow, travelers. I am Champion Kagar. And you are here as honored guests. Please, come, sit, drink with me. Drink!
I'm going to go over and just grab the biggest drink I can find.
Okay.
And just
Gulp it down.
try and gulp as much as I can. Look like I'm gulping a lot.
Okay. So it's like go. You know, like it's the drink is like a very sweet fermented milk, but it tastes a bit like honey, like very sweetened. But as it kind of hits your stomach, you're like, oh, this stuff is strong. So it's good that you haven't gulped it. But he's kind of like, yes, my friend, drink up, please. Are you hungry? And he like claps his hands, and you can see nights beginning to settle, and a campfire's being built, and slabs of steaming hot meat on hot rocks are kind of carted over, venison and boar. There is also vegetables like that have been glazed with a sweet honey, and that's all kind of presented before you.
Stop drooling.
He just gets like a big metal knife, sticks it into a bit of venison, like tears it off. So, what brings you to Arboria?
We are travellers. We come from a different plane and we wish to explore.
Then you have come to the right place. Strong Meadow is a land of joyous wonders, of strength. Here we are all imbued with Kord's might, and we wrestle and we drink and we enjoy ourselves. I must warn you, do not head out to the east, near the coast. There are dangerous folks that live out there that will prey upon you if they sense you coming.
Tell me more of these people.
They are treacherous, dark liars. They are winged elves. That is why perhaps my people may have been suspicious of you at first. You travel with similar to their kind, but different. No, they have been an enemy of my people for a long, long time. Traitorous, they have murdered my innocent hunters for merely going about their business, doing no wrong. They have killed them for being different. They are jealous of us and our glorious ways here on the land. They must live near the sea, constantly dealing with winds and gales. Terrible.
These combats you speak of, they must have some sort of purpose behind them.
Well, we defend ourselves against these attacks. These brazen attacks against my lands where my hunters fetch beasts, where we gather our water. It has been going on for centuries. These winged elves killed my great ancestor for merely him offering assistance to them on their farm. He had spotted several large creatures were roaming around. They offered to kill them in return for payment. These winged elves attacked them on sight, slew them. Why, of course, I rushed out to defend my great ancestor rushed out to defend them. But one of their own, a champion who wielded a weapon from their god, their fickle mistress of the sea, struck my ancestor down. So my people rallied against them, and we surged in great numbers, and the wars began. Terrible business. You should not travel there, though, my friends. You are all hearty warriors. You belong here in Strong Meadow.
15 on insight.
Yeah, I mean, again, he believes what he's saying.
Have you seen combat firsthand against these people?
I have. Sometimes when their skirmishes are encroaching upon our lands, we try to fend them off, make them leave. They attack us. So, myself, I have taken them. I am somewhat known as a marksman, an archer myself, and I am blessed with a great gift from an ally of Cord.
And that gift is?
Do you wish to see it? Very well.
Show me yours, though.
He holds his hand up and he's like, Cord, grant me the fire of the Ifrit. And in his hand, a bow materialized, wreathed in flame, and you can see it kind of pulses with a glowing ember. And he's just like, this is Ifrit's bow. It's a short bow, not a long bow. It's like a curved short bow. No, it's cool.
I mean, it's all right then.
Yeah.
Could have been a long bow.
Juto
Just holds it up. I see you are impressed. And he he takes a few arrows out of a quiver on his back. He knocks them, fires one up in the air, and you can see it explodes. A big fireball.
You weren't impressed when I got my nice shiny bow. Were you impressed?
You also a markswoman. Strong
I get
elf.
the moon bow.
Fine looking
Light
weapon.
it up.
Normally I do not care for elven make. These elves have left a bad taste in my mouth, but this is fine craftsmanship.
I believe they are a different kind of elves. They are not a relation of myself.
No, you
but
are
this
from
is-
another plane, as I understand it.
Yes.
These are sadly, and I hate to call them that, they are from this wonderful land of Arboria. It is a blight upon its name that such creatures must dwell here. But still, enough of these dark talks. I hear that you have a jester with you.
Yes.
Yes, we do.
I would love to see this
I'm looking
performance.
May I present to you Cam Buckland.
There's a lot of other centaurs are now moving around. The campfire is crackling and glowing. Nights drawing down. And they're like, come man, dance for us. We wish to see a man's dance.
Dance, Cam. Eulus.
You love to dance.
I'm gonna walk with low shoulders and kind of sulk my way to the middle.
He is sad. We must cheer for him greater.
I'm going to, in an instant, invoke duplicity
Yeah.
and just have the same one next to me.
A wizard.
I'm going to face the cow and it's going to face me. And then we both look to our left over our shoulder at Kagar. And then suddenly, whoosh, we both have painted versions of us.
Ah!
And then
Clapping.
I start doing ventriloquism.
And like
the
flexing
painting.
your abs to
Telling jokes to the other one, the other one's laughing.
Do you do like the nipple, like the pet
bit of
dance as
flexing.
well?
Yeah. And I do some Cirque du Soleil with the other cam. And I'm like gracefully catching him.
Performance check me up.
Okay.
Oh,
24. 25.
The centaurs love it. There is great cheering. A few of them begin dancing, this kind of prancing movement, kind of like show horses moving around out in the background. Musicians come out with these, thick hide drums banging away, but also people on flutes and lutes.
I've got them enraptured, right?
Oh, absolutely. They are completely ensorcelled by your performance.
I'm gonna leave the other cam there performing and gesturing and
he's
keeping
just
their
like,
attention. I'm gonna walk over to Alora and say, "You've got a thaumaturgy, right?"
No.
I walk over to Juta. "You've got thaumaturgy, right? You can
Yes.
make things,
I
illusions."
can make you a flower, and I'll druid craft him a
No,
flower.
no. The
I'll
flowers.
swat it away.
Can you put wings on the other cam? Temporarily.
Can I do that?
That'd be more of a minor illusion.
Can I do a minor illusion then?
Yes.
On the other cam, giving him elf wings.
Oh god, why?
Gonna do that.
Why?
Okay, so you start doing that, and there is definitely a change in the atmosphere. There is like but it doesn't quite change maybe the way you're thinking. It doesn't grow dark. Instead, the centaurs begin like, ha ha ha, and they begin pulling out bows and shooting at the illusionary camp.
I say-
and like throwing spears at it like, ah, kill him,
I create this into a theatrical performance. It's like, what is this in our midst?
Ah, boo! Winged elf, boo!
We must slay it.
Slay
And then
it, slay it!
I stab it to death.
Yeah, you like, you drag it down and they're
And that
all
was
cheering.
I killed your ancestors as he's dying and stuff. Then he comes back, and I do that over and over again. It's like, we must slaughter them endlessly.
Yay!
Through centuries and centuries of death.
Centuries, yes. There's lots of clapping and cheering.
And then after like the 10th
dancing.
one, I stop, and it says, wait, we must come to an agreement. You are so strong.
Kill him! Do not trust the winged elf! Liars! Boo!
Alright, I slice his throat.
Yay! Kagar starts clapping. He's like, your performer is most wonderful. And a male and a female centaur come up and they kind of like pick you up and they carry you around.
Just being paraded around.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Like they kind of touch you up a little bit.
Nice.
But they don't get too frisky because you're a little man and they're horse people.
Yeah.
So they kind of just put you on the ground.
That's fair.
Aren't you cute?
They bring over and like they can see that you've painted yourself on your front.
It's starting to sweat through now, so I'm actually just dripping it.
Well, they bring over like wall paints and they start doing like swirling patterns on your arms and on your face. Very Ace Ventura kind of like. Kind of Ace Ventura when nature calls, like putting like these kind of striped lines.
I don't know.
They do that. They're doing it to Ken, unfortunately, because he was the center of attention.
Yeah.
And they bring
What a
over
surprise.
more drink is brought out, more food. There is music, and they basically have a jolly time. Kagar is like, the hour grows late, and the woods here are dangerous. Please stay with us this evening. You have brought great song and dance. You are welcome to stay here.
We would be honoured.
Bows his head. We do not have, he points, buildings that I believe your kind are used to, but he gestures, there are many canopies that you may sleep under. We have blankets, food if you require it. We mainly sleep on hay, so
Allergies.
I'm afraid. We can clear some out if you wish.
That would be fantastic.
Like, a couple of the centaurs like haul the hay away.
Right. I've got a bedroll, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's not cold. The weather is incredibly pleasant here. You just enjoy a long rest of pleasant company.
Okay.
While we are long resting,
Unless you wish to do something in the evening that is not a long rest.
If we're on our own in a canopy, I think we should.
can we confer?
Yeah.
Very
Yeah, they
quiet.
kind of they just leave you to it. They either don't seem threatened or they're quite confident that if you were up to something, they'll all kill you.
I am at a quandary. These are fine people.
No, you're at a canopy.
They're both tribes of fine people. I don't want to pick or choose either of them.
We perhaps have two options here. One, we try and talk to Kagar and come to a treaty. Or we steal his bow and return it under the pretense that we have killed him.
We lie.
These people are very proud. These people are very violent and strong. I don't think we should try and double cross them. I think we need to be honest, but not offensive.
If we take the bow, the first thing they'll think
Yeah,
is
I don't think we should even touch that bow.
What if we appeal to both tribes are warriors. They enjoy fighting and living life to full, I guess. What if we appeal to their common?
Yes, they do have a lot in common.
A battle between the champions.
Or we could invite them both to fight for Larnia.
Wouldn't they just start fighting each other and complicate things?
They won't fight unless the other one has been defeated.
also the elves
So-
won't follow us unless we return the
Yeah,
bow.
so we can't get any of them to fight unless we either kill the other one.
What if we make the leaders agree that the winner of the two leaders agree to retreat their people from the other people and end this war.
They're too proud. Neither of them would retreat.
I will also point out, at no point has there ever been given an indication that they're actually fighting over the lands. The land's now the mountain. Like
Yeah.
the lands that they were fighting
It's
over
been split
became
in
the
half.
yeah.
So
They
the
have.
land
They each have
has
their own
been
lands.
divided.
Yeah.
So they're just
So there's
fighting and killing each
now
other.
no
just-
point.
It seems to be
Whatsoever.
that they are fighting over something that happened a long time ago, and
Just a feud.
it's a feud.
Yeah.
It's there is no sense to it in any
They're
such.
fighting because they don't know how to not fight each other.
I don't think we can change centuries of that in a speech appealing.
Perhaps we appeal to them that Falania is an enemy that they can join together and fight. A
But
common
they
foe.
don't know who Falania is, and they don't care for other planes.
True.
If they like fighting, they like showing their strength. They can show their strength with no fear of dying, as the elves said.
We could, well, yeah, but the thing is we have to show evidence. We have to bring that weapon to the winged ones to have anything happen.
I mean, both
And probably
clans-
vice versa.
So as you guys are conversing, Centaur, Kagar makes his way over to you as he kind of walks over. He's like, I hope that this is all to your satisfaction. Perhaps there is something I can speak of with you briefly.
Of course.
He like nestles down, kind of gets on all fours like a horse does. He leans down. He's just like, the three of you seem like capable warriors, and this one is cunning and has talents of magic. My people have been feuding with the elves for some time. We are looking for someone to help us break this. They have a champion, a vicious woman, I believe, who wields this ancestral weapon of theirs. If you were to be able to drive off their champion, if you would be able to seize this weapon, perhaps there is something I can do to repay you.
May I ask, what is the feud over?
I will tell you the story as it was told to me long ago.
Is he going to tell the exact same thing?
But from
Fine.
the only difference is that in the Centaurs version of events, their hunters went to offer to kill these beasts that they'd spotted in the area, but the elves just attacked them on sight. They just attacked them as soon as they saw them. Their champion came out, killed their champion, and so on and so forth. And then it's the exact same thing. Like, then the fights continued, they went off, they got new champions, the new champions came back, fought each other again, blah blah blah. One dies, the other one goes off, a new one comes along, that one kills the other one, that one gets a new one. Constant back and forth.
It seems like there is no need to feud if you have equal land each, and
It's
you
no
stay
longer
away.
about the land, my dear. This is about justice. These people killed our ancestors. They have killed my people for centuries,
But
for no reason.
You have killed theirs as well.
Only in self-defense. Only because they threaten us.
Either way, there has been a lot of death.
If we do not fight, they will slaughter us.
What if both sides were to sign a treaty that says there is no
You cannot
longer-
trust these winged elves. They are dishonorable scum.
Is there
They
any-
cannot be trusted.
And I suppose at no point during this war have you crossed onto their side.
Of course. We have no need for the sea. We have any like gestures around. We have the woods, beasts to hunt. We have cattle to make our drink. What use do we horse have need for the sea? But yet they still kill us. They come to my lands and kill me.
What if we are to speak to them to arrange borders? So that if you do not cross onto their side of the border, then they will not cross onto yours.
I appreciate what you say. You are clearly noble warriors of courage and strong hearts, like me and the plainsfolk. But these, it would require some substantial assurances that
What
they
would
will
be
stick
a
to their word.
substantial assurance?
I cannot say. I do not know. For these people
What if-
have only proven themselves to be distrustworthy. That
Have
they are
you-
dishonorable.
Have you considered perhaps letting us help and set up a meeting between two leaders.
And then you may ambush them, and
No,
together we can
no.
slay the champion. Yes.
No.
No. What you? No.
Potentially.
Simply yourself and the leader of their tribe.
If not a glorious
having a
battle.
conversation without any of your people on either side, but with us as outsiders.
It cannot trick you, it cannot
And you
lie
will
to
be
you.
there when they attack me. You will help defend
We
me.
will be a witness, and
As
we will support.
outsiders completely, so that we might be able to help solve this problem, so that none of your people or their people needs to die. There's been enough death.
But don't go into it thinking that there will be a fight.
Ah, you do not know them as I do. There will be a fight when they try and slay me and you.
But as an honourable leader, you will go in and be diplomatic.
Of course, I wish only to protect my people.
And that's all you need to do.
But I know these elves, they will try and kill us, but
We'll
I
be
can see
here.
that you're all strong, and together we shall take them.
As a
They shall not
mutual-
defeat me.
Neutral party.
If you truly believe that this is possible, I think it is a fool's errand. But if it gives me a chance to slay that champion once and for all,
No, no.
then so be it.
Please. There has been enough death.
I agree, and which is why that they cannot.
If you slaughter their champion, they will simply.
I will only slaughter their champion if they attack us,
Right.
Well, that's fine. But if
which
you,
will happen.
I think that's fair.
If you slaughter their champion, they will simply elect a new champion, and it will continue, and there will be no progress, and there
But
will
you
be
would
no
have that weapon.
peace.
Exactly. No, if you bring, because normally when they bring their forces, well, one of them will scoop up their ancestral weapon and flee with it. With you there, when they attack us, we can slay them, grab their ancestral weapon, and then they will be broken.
This is perfect.
I agree.
We will tell you the time.
Your jester is very wise. He is not strong in body, but I can see that he is strong in mind.
There's a little animal that used to teach me. It was like a little story of this animal. And it was, if you have nothing bad to say, something like that, don't say anything at all.
You were taught that.
He just like nods.
I think it was a rabbit.
He just slaps you right on the arm.
Yeah. Well,
Your strange ways, material planer.
we will set up this meeting.
Meeting.
No, it will be
This arena.
a meeting.
Yes, meeting.
No, none of this.
Please
no.
do not bring any of your forces.
I will not bring. I will have you there to protect me. Yes. But then, when the Arie arrive with their forces, the 5 of us will slaughter them.
Very well.
They
No,
will not
we will
arrive with
speak.
forces.
He like nods and he's like, "I appreciate that you will seek such kindness in the world, but sadly it is misplaced." In a very patronizing way.
Have a good night.
Bows his head. To victory, good warriors. Drinks.
To victory.
Then heads up.
As soon as he's out of earshot, I'm just going to start banging my head. like, just
This
She
is,
readies herself for battle.
this is perfect.
kill them all! Kill them all!
Wait, let me propose something. Laura, you mentioned earlier that you had something that would make me and Reynard like each other. If we were to offer,
I don't know what it does, Cam.
if we were to
think
offer
we
it to
need
both
to
of
know.
them,
Would I have known, spending time, would I have known what Alfred said?
Potion.
Just,
He just said it would help Cam and Reynard
just
get along.
a greeting
And
of
it's a
goodwill.
potion.
They both sip from the blip, and then boom,
A toast.
a toast. And if
We
it doesn't do
prepare
anything,
a
it doesn't do
toast.
anything.
I don't know. I don't know what it does.
It's
As a
start.
last resort, but
It was given to you by who?
Unnecessarily.
as a last resort.
Alfred.
Who gave it to you?
Alfred Gervais.
I
the
do not
wizard.
think he would have done anything harmful.
It may be something absolutely ridiculous, though.
We are in an absolutely ridiculous situation.
We are, and at the very worst, it has a weird effect that affects them both equally.
If they both
Hand up.
drink it.
I forgot you had this, and I love this plan. I actually forgot you had that, and when I was planning this, I was
You
like,
brought it up
okay, it'll be a fun
earlier,
RP
so I
thing to
thought-
see. Completely forgot you had this item. Which I know what it is now. I'm like, oh yeah, he did give me that. Oh fuck, that's funny.
It is the only plan we have that does not end in bloodshed. Both sides
don't
are
know
so
what it will end
stubborn
Whatever happens with this potion,
One vial from Alfred is all I have right now.
whatever this potion does, we can still resort to plan B, which is to talk to them. And if not, plan C, that one of them kills the other,
I
then
think
we've resolved
plan
the
A,
problem.
talk to them. Plan B, potion.
I think
plan A and B can be one, and the toast is a gesture of goodwill.
I also have knockout drops. So if the potion does not work, we could knock them out.
Yes, and then we kill one of them, take one of their weapons,
We can argue about that when they were unconscious.
and give it to the winged elves because they're better.
No.
Great. I like it.
don't know.
Elora, this is a desperate time.
It is.
Alfred would not have
Just reading up what that item did.
Alfred would not have given you something harmful for Cam and Raymond.
Raynard.
Let's at least try. Let's try the conversation thing, and yes, if they're not agreeing to anything,
Propose
we
a
offer this
toast.
toast.
I think we
And
might
then we
need the
kill the
toast
centaur.
first. The conversation could go south
I
very
think
quickly.
conversation first. Then,
We'll give them a
We
chance.
pass the drinks out while
as
the
long as we
conversation
make
happens.
sure that there are no other forces that they bring with them.
They clearly both have
think-
massive misunderstandings between the two of
Yes,
them.
they do.
They could also
which
both
is-
be lying, and
Yes.
we both bring forces.
Exactly. We need to make sure that they don't. So I think
Or we just run.
we've
either.
wasted this time. We need an army out of this.
Yeah,
We have-
otherwise
we have got
it's
nothing.
fruitless.
If we don't have an army
Shall I
to
just
bring
go
back.
kill the centaur now?
No.
No.
He is an honourable man.
I could
Horse.
potion him first so he likes
No.
me, and then
No.
stab him.
No.
We also, all of us need to go back to the elves, so we're short on time.
So, should we say 2 days at sunrise?
It's a long time. How long
It
does
takes
it take
another
us to get
day.
to 2 days?
Take 1 day to get back to the mountain, 1 day to get to the elves.
Christ.
If you want to have a neutral meeting place, it'll be 3 days.
Fuck.
3 days at
We're
sunrise.
wasting so much time.
What other choice do we
It
have?
will be worth it.
Plus, we could use the bronze griffin to fly there, maybe cutting down some time.
You could absolutely
people.
do that.
We
Two
may be
people
losing
to get-
time, but we potentially
You could always
gain
send two
armies.
people to get the elves, and then have 2 people with.
Yeah.
I will go. They are my people.
Me and Cam will go to the elves.
You stay here and tell the centaur in how long do you reckon?
Well, a
Well,
day then.
It will take you a day if you're flying. It will take you about
At
a day.
sunrise.
Where do you want
in a
them-
day.
Where do you want them to meet? Where's
The
the
north
where's
side of the mountain on the very border.
Okay.
Meet at the border,
The
but
edge.
without
By the elemental mountain.
without any forces. Tell him that we are simply going to make contact and arrange the meeting, but
If
no forces from either.
Any extra people, any extra horses are in visible sight, the meeting is immediately cancelled. And you will never see their leader and have this chance again.
I
At
don't
glory
think
and
they'll
battle.
care if the meeting is cancelled.
Well, they say you'll never get a chance to single out the leader and kill him.
True.
Let's tell him that way.
Agreed. Will you two leave now?
Yeah, and we can rest there once we've made it.
I go to Kagar and tell him the whole, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, he pretty much agreed that he would travel alone if the 4 of you are willing to defend him, because he thinks that he's going to be attacked. You two mount the bronze griffin and fly off. Takes you a day. You arrive. Your people welcome you as you love them. I'm not going to go through the whole spiel, but the conversation is eerily very similar to
Yeah.
the one you had with Kagar,
Who'd have thought?
where it's very much a case of she doesn't believe that they're going to honour it, but if the 4 of you agree to defend her, she will go along with it for the opportunity to kill them when they inevitably attack.
Okay.
And there is very much that kind of understanding of, yes, we'll do this on these terms. She does try and convince you to let her have some forces a distance away that she can call. You talk her down, and there is the understanding that if need be, you will flee and gather your forces when need be.
Very well.
I'm not going to go through that thing. Is there anything you want to do while you're there?
no.
Not while I'm here,
Not in the
but I
area
want to
place.
prepare the meeting space.
Okay, you'd need to somehow get ahead of them.
We need to go with them
Uh,
to make sure that they don't cheat
yeah.
in any way on the
True.
way along.
Well, let's just stop a little bit short, and I'll walk ahead a little bit while you rest and prepare the meeting, because I'm sure Kagar will be also equidistant, ready to meet,
Okay.
and I will go to the middle.
Okay. There is not equidistant. It would be too perfect if that was the case. The next day, a day later basically, you both have rests. Reynard and Juto, you travel with Kagar through the forests. He tells you stories about the giant beasts, he talks about his hunts, he drinks quite heavily along the way, but it doesn't really seem to affect him that much. He tells you about all sorts of the great rockworms that bury, the great beasts in the woods, all these kind of stories about how they hunt and do all this kind of thing. Yes?
Can I have a go on his bow?
You can't, he's like, I'm afraid not. The bow can only be used by he who summons it, or he or she summons it.
Keep counting.
Okay.
Can I make a check to see if anyone's following us, or
Yes, you can absolutely do that. Perception check.
Can I do that on our behalf?
With your, I mean, you can make an active one, but you've got it's up to you. If you think that they might be really good at hiding.
Unnatural 20.
Okay.
I just got 18.
So no. My passive is better
higher.
than my...
Okay. Neither of you to catch anybody trying to like follow you or anything like that. These people, it's not that they're necessarily sticking to their word, it's more that they see it as an opportunity to kind of spring a surprise attack. There is some moments where a few of the warriors start gathering and Kagar is like, or it will be fine, I have my new companions, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, we are going to the meeting to have a talk with the winged elves, and they all laugh, ha 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 ha, cheering. A few people there. You can see that he absolutely brings like a quiver full of arrows. He's got a sword at his side. What was her bloody name? Visa does the same thing. She has her spear, but she also takes a longbow with her, and basically mounts up and makes sure that she's got everything that she needs as well. And you eventually, yes.
Can I go ahead of the party?
So you tell
Visa
and Ilora to stay where they are.
I'll go ahead and make sure the meeting area is clear.
And just say that we're scouting ahead.
I'll make sure there's no extra
I will wait
forces.
here for a few moments.
I'm going to go ahead and
Make sure that they are not trying to ambush us.
Exactly.
We'll look to the woods.
Exactly. All right.
Is the main space that I said, is that like quite an open area?
It's a big open plain.
Okay, cool.
Basically, like the beginnings of the mountain. If you're on the north side, you can see the air and the earth side primarily. So you kind of have like this howling gale, but then also like this almost sheer rock face, which is very difficult to climb.
Okay.
So,
And you're like out in like the middle of a big meadow, like a big open grassy plain.
Cool.
Do I see Cam running out?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will go ahead and meet with our companion.
Okay.
So I'm gonna.
on the way from the trees, I'm going to break off a few branches and just take them with me, and walk out to the middle, and I'm going to start putting sticks down in like a 10-foot radius,
Yes.
and I'm going to cast a magic circle in the center of it.
Okay.
So
To keep things out.
I'm going to make sure that Kagar and Blip-Blop Winged Elf Visa are safe from the effects of this, as is our party.
So can you define that? Because I think like it says all Celestials or something.
They
doesn't
can't
it?
willingly enter,
Yeah,
but if I will them to enter,
that's what I want to check. So I know you can you designate creatures that can enter it, even if they're the type. Was it Magic Circle? Choose one with more. Yeah. The circle always affects a creature of the chosen type in the following ways. You can't basically leave those two out. So if you wanted to basically keep celestial beings out, it will affect them. You guys can rush in there, and then you four would be safe because you're not celestials. But it would keep the four of them out.
all right, I won't cast it then. I'm just making the meeting circle.
Yeah. No, unfortunately, basically, like, you can't say, oh, except those two, they're fine. It's every one of that type or nobody of that type.
All right.
Cam, are you ready?
Yeah, I was going to do a thing that was cool, but it doesn't work that way.
Are there any changes to the plan?
No,
Were
they're
you
just out of sight.
Were you followed?
I didn't
Other
check.
elves?
Elora checked. She said it was clear.
12.
He's probably telling the truth. Okay, so you bring them over. There is a very uncomfortable silence as Kagar kind of stalks, and you can see that as he lays eyes on the winged elf, he starts scuffing his hoof, he kind of puffs up his chest, kind of gets you frown on his face. Visa, very much the same thing. Her wings begin to beat quite aggressively. She folds her arms in front of her and just kind of, and like they sniff as they begin moving towards each other. Kagar is like, "Bah! Where are the rest of your forces, elf? I am expecting an ambush any second." And she's like, "Ha! As soon as yours arrive, I'm sure that my men will spring out." And he's just like, "See, you can't trust them. They're planning to kill us already."
No.
Same
Now. Nobody is planning to kill anyone. We brought you both here because you are fighting over literally nothing.
Nothing!
No, you are fighting over something that happened years and years ago. You can't even remember. Your lands are split in half. I'm just not going to give him a chance.
Kagar tries to interrupt. He's just like, "But I remember your ancestor, Melissa the Third, killed my great-great-grandfather, and then as soon as he says that though, Visa is just like, "What are you talking about? Your ancestor, this Alsor or something like that. He was the one that killed my great-great-ancestor. You rampaged into our lands when she was drawing water. Water? Ridiculous!
Alora.
Blah, 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 blah."
Give me.
Not yet. I'm gonna say to them, now look, you've heard stories from your ancestors. Your land is now split equally in half by the mountain. There is no reason for you to fight. You are just needlessly killing each other.
Are you trying to tell us that our ancestors have lied to us about the treachery of these times?
I am not saying that they have lied to you. I am saying that perhaps things have happened in the past, but now that your land is split, you can agree that you each have your own area. The Centaurs, you have no need for the sea, as you've said. You have no need to be there. Why do you then need to fight each other when you come across one another?
Because they've killed my people.
I know,
because you've killed our people. And it's just...
Look, you have both killed each other's people.
There is a moment. Give me a persuasion check. You may have advantage with your royal elements.
18. Oh, 17 and 18.
18.
They go quiet for a time. Visa turns around. "Human, what do you think of this?" Looking at you. Kagar looks to the two of you. "What do the two of you say?"
I say there is no honor in continuing a feud that you cannot even remember why it exists. This is not a glorious death.
Look at you. Visa looks at you. "You know my people.
I know.
How can we trust them?"
Well, you thought that they would bring forces and that you would fight.
She's like looking around.
They thought the same thing, and I've been in both of your companies. One had way better service, I will say. However,
Why not?
if your people go out to die, if they were ambushed and attacked and killed, what a waste of life. They could be banging in your halls.
Okay, you two, persuasion checks.
What?
Persuasion check, please.
21.
What was I? I was going to say something to them.
Can I not have advantage because we're like bros?
No. Reynard, what do you want to do?
I
You look like you want to interject.
would like to address both of them.
Okay.
He'd also like to make a persuasion check.
Allies, friends, aged enemies, you both have one thing in common in your lands, and that is this elemental mountain standing before us.
They look up at the mountain. Not quite sure where you're going with this.
Now I know you're confused, but there is one thing
We are too.
this mountain has in common with you also. Mountains separated into 4 different elements, and yet the lines never cross. The elements never combat each other, they never interject in any way. They live harmoniously together. Just like you, the horse people, centaurs, and elves can also.
In fact, Juto is a living proof of all the elements working in tandem together.
Got the cards.
You saw her fighting with all the elements.
I'm waiting to hear Reynard's persuasion check.
Is that with advantage or no?
No.
Okie dokie.
Laura has like court etiquette and royal presence.
14.
14. They look, and there is a moment where they look like they're getting on, and then in a very unfortunate element of timing, part of the Earth Mountain like breaks off in an avalanche, and it rolls onto the wind side. And then the two of them just start bickering again, like, see, they encroach, just like the wind elves, they encroach like the Centaurs, blah, 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 blah. And they just start arguing with each other all over again. Blah, 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 blah. They're not listening at this point.
Can I just shout at them until they do listen?
You can make an intimidate check. Okay. So you're like yelling at them.
No, 11.
Friends.
Elora.
Shout.
Nope.
We have.
You are both strong people.
This is fruitless.
At this point,
It's
they're
not
not
working.
listening.
Well, they're not going to drink anything.
Can
I
I?
give them. No, they're.
They will. They will.
No, they won't.
I'm making a sleight of hand check.
No.
19.
No.
Technically, she does get it off you because you've not got your thing.
I'm really angry.
I know, but like,
You wouldn't notice.
like you're kind of yelling at them, and Juto
I'm
kind
just
of
gonna
walks
keep
up
yelling at
behind
them.
and it's like, and yeah, you because Laura's you've seen where she puts potions, like you're like, and you don't know what it does. Like it's just a vial that you've never recognised before.
I'm gonna kind of make eye contact with Cam and just be like,
You must be horse in the mouth.
parched.
Perhaps a simple toast.
Kagar like looks and he's like, I will drink to the wind elf's death,
You will drink for whatever.
and I will drink to the end of the plains folks' menace.
Fine toast.
Can we just drink to us meeting you both?
We shall drink, and then I will kill this wretch.
Listen, your leaders of your tribes have never met.
As she's talking,
Okay.
we're gonna start like kind
pouring
of
drinks.
You have never met. You've never met because you don't trust each other enough to meet. You have now done this. You've gotten past this. Nobody has betrayed one another. You are having a conversation between the two of you because of us, outsiders. Can you not see this as progression?
They look at you solemnly for a moment. They weigh up what you've said. Visa looks at you as like, I do see what you say, elf of material. But you also cannot forget that you have not been here for centuries. Yes, perhaps we may not know the full details of why our ancestors killed each other, but they still did it. They attack us and we attack them. That does not just go away.
It does not, but let me give you one more example from our plane.
I take the drinks.
My friend here is a tiefling. She set out to kill a dragonborn who enslaved her people. She met this dragonborn, and he was not who she expected, and they are now friends and allies. They no longer fight. We aid each other in battle. You too could do this.
They look. They're like, Why did you not kill him? What was so different about this creature? He enslaved? How is that? How would you not strike such a wretched being down?
He was not who I expected him to be. Once I met him in real life, he was kind and he was honest.
He had changed?
Yes.
Perhaps if these winged elves can change their ways, we may speak again. And then he raises the glass and...
A moment, please.
drink to the shower!
I actually have one.
I mean, go on, what do you want to do?
Both your tribes have been warring for many, many years.
Yes.
Champions before you have been struck down in combat in various different ways. You have one thing in common, both of you, and that is honor. Do you want to be champions that continue the path of your previous hierarchy, whatever history, or do you want to be the champions, the united two strong, proud, and powerful clans?
Persuasion check.
The strength of your armies together could be incredibly powerful.
27.
Okay. They look and it's like... There's a moment where they're like, my people cannot forgive yours. But this outsider does at least speak some sense, as does his elven friend. There are many threats here. My people tried to warn yours of great threats within the woods. And it is my belief that you killed them. She's like, well, it is my belief that your people came to attack ours as we made wine and farmed as we need to. Perhaps there is ways we can help each other. Very well. And he lifts the glass.
I'm going to take it and go, please.
Why? What? We must drink. At least let me toast to the potential for peace.
That's fair.
The drinks have been poured.
There's nothing I can do.
It'd be pretty weird to like.
There's nothing
I
I
you
can
could
do.
you could
Just
literally
messes it
like
up.
spill it. You could literally try and be like, "Bleh," and like knock it out their hands or something.
I think the drinks have
But
been
they're like
poured,
literally
right?
holding them out. It's up to you. You can still do stuff, like anything you can think you can want to do. But they're holding them out as if like we're just going to drink. Like you gave them the drinks. They have no reason to suspect you guys of poison or anything like that. You're just
And
gonna,
Laura's not persuasive enough to do anything
toast.
about it. I can do shit all. I'm not going to drink anything.
they are looking at each other when they drink.
To new beginnings.
If this has fucked it
To
up,
something,
I'm gonna hurt
to something
someone.
new. Ho ho!
I think we're going
I
to
need
get
to
a
see
new
if
race.
I need to see if there's a saving throw. There is not saving throw.
Flying horse cells.
They drink and their eyes go misty for a moment, and then when they look at each other, their demeanors change entirely. There is a longing and a loving look between the two of them as the winged elf gently lowers to the ground. The centaur kind of like goes down on his knees and he's just like, it is in this moment of peace I realize how beautiful you are. And she looks and he's just like, yes! You are so strong, like touches his face. And they look at each other longingly. And that's when you, the four of you, not being distracted, partially distracted by this scene enveloping, begin to hear a rumble.
Oh no.
Something beneath the ground.
Uh-oh.
It's one of those things that burrows into the ground. Should we move away from
Why do you
here?
have to ruin this moment, Mark?
Erupting from the earth, several feet away, a gargantuan, bigger than any creature you have ever faced, bigger than the giants, bigger than even Lady Amaryllis as a dragon. A giant worm.
Oh,
In
Stone
which case, we are
and
leaving.
purple. Erupts from the ground, stone and earth spattered everywhere. The two, Kagar and Visa,
No.
look up and
No.
they're like, "My love, no!" And like they draw their weapons, like run. And that's gonna be. We've got time for a bit of initiative. Let's roll initiative, everybody.
Why must
Everybody
you ruin this
fucking run
beautiful
away!
moment?
that was a glorious moment. That was cocked. Ah, keep cocking it.
Let me get.
That was so
Be
good.
somewhat annoying that I don't have my written notes because I can't. If there's anyone got a spare piece of paper or a pencil or something,
Sure.
that'll do.
Is that your actual character stuff?
I can just
It's
give
something to do
you...
with honor.
Kim
That's
also
it.
do.
This is easier for writing down initiative.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot. I didn't get mine. So, initiative.
Last time I made notes.
Camp Upland.
Gregor,
22.
giant in charge.
Elora.
13.
Was that
13.
13?
That was your notes.
Reynard.
20.
Juto.
11.
Let's do one for Kagar. Oh, he's busy gazing at his new love. That's
no.
a 4. And then
I'm really
Visa.
proud of what we've achieved
Oh, Visa's
today.
doing good.
Yeah, we brought 2 races.
Wait a minute, this is what Alfred was going to do with us.
When two tribes go
Man,
together.
have we drunk that?
Yeah!
I was going to do a little bit of RP before we started.
Right.
Before I
Holy shit.
launched a purple worm into the mix.
Elora, you say Alfred gave this to you to deal
Never
with these...
steal from me again!
Who says I did it?
You're the one who
He's
poured
the,
it.
He's the trickster.
The two of them poured it. You don't know which one it was.
I don't give a shit who did it. Don't steal from me again.
But this
Don't-
was meant for these...
The giant worm
You two were gonna-
erupts from the ground.
They're in love now.
Get each other pregnant.
Visa flies up into the air and he's just like, Kagar, run! I shall fend it off! And flies towards it in heroic valiance. She flies up to it, it's like, run, mortals, run! This beast is a terrifying creature.
No.
Do not let it swallow you! She goes to strike it, which she hits with her first attack. The storm crest appears in her hand. bolts of lightning
It's good that we've
rush
got on
into
our
its
side, at
sides.
least.
The first 2 blows, she kind of pierces into its flesh, and you can see that it kind of rolls to the side and seems to shriek out in pain. But the last one, she flies back and throws it, and as she lets go, it transforms into a bolt of lightning and strikes into it as well.
That's pretty badass.
That's going to be 12 plus.
Do you want the tray?
Nope.
She wants a mini high rollers dice.
And that was also a critical hit. It
Available on
strikes the creature right in
sword.yogscast.com.
its centre. That's another 15. That is 41 in one turn. She strikes in this champion, like wrestling it with these blows, and then flies back, and this bolt hits into it. But this creature's skin seems to be made of like a purple rock, and it absorbs so much of it as it begins to belt away. Cam Buckland.
Do we stay and fight? What do we do?
We run.
We could run.
I mean, we can't leave the only 2 people.
Does this thing look really strong?
We said
You've never seen a
bigger
creature
than
like this
anything
before.
we've ever.
It is
fought.
larger than anything you've ever
What's
faced before.
Kagar doing?
He's like, no, Visa!
So he's going to fight.
No, he said to run.
Can we see any other elves or...
He told you guys to run.
Can we see
They
any
told
other
each
elves or
other to run.
centaurs?
No, because you didn't let them bring any.
Thanks. Love you.
Well, no, you didn't let them bring any. It's not my fault.
All I wanted was a little wedding.
Yeah, well,
You know.
fight this giant worm monster. It's up to you. Or run. It's up to you.
If they
You guys
both
can
die,
leave.
we lose everything we've gained. I'm going to...
Yeah, can the music
How
change?
long is
The
this
music's
song?
driving me a little insane.
I love it. It's perfect.
It's very
We have
nice.
battle.
Cam Buckland, what would you like to do? Decide now.
I would like to invoke Guardian of Faith.
Guardian of Faith. That's your action.
I put it right next to the worm,
Put it right next to it. Okay. Yep, it's about 40 feet away.
and so it's in its vicinity.
Yeah, is it
already,
on its
so
turn?
On its turn.
Okay.
Doing save.
You remember all of this
I
stuff.
shall.
Reynard.
So this isn't a beast.
Bonus action, spiritual weapon.
It is a monstrosity. Yep, do roll.
Right next to the worm.
Okay, make the attacks and stuff. Oh, you cast a spell, you can't cast another spell. It's a bonus action.
Okay.
You can counter it. Reynard, what would you like to do?
So it's not a beast.
Would you like to see what it looks like?
Wowzers.
Oh, cool.
And I suppose it also doesn't
Pay no
count
attention
as
to its hit points.
a giant then.
I didn't see it, actually.
I'm glad you're in a happy mood, Mark.
Every.
Space.
Well, I'm going to back up as much as I humanly can and just fire at it.
Fire, fire, fire,
twice.
fire. Yeah, you begin making your way towards the mountain. And then
That'll be 25.
25 hits.
Does a 21 hit as well?
21 hits.
Cool. 1d8 plus 5. See how little damage I do to this thing. So 13 and 8. So 21 damage total.
Yeah, both bolts into its flesh. It's so big, you're not sure how much damage this appears to be doing. As the
Yeah, I'm
bolts
just backing up,
fly
running towards the mountain as
into
much as I
it.
can.
Okay, Elora.
Yeah,
So
I'm
you're
running
30
towards
feet
the mountain.
away, so you're about 70 feet away from the creature.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
Can I shout to her and the.
Kagar.
Yep. And just say. Run, basically, and then I'm going to
Like,
run towards the mountain. And as I go, I'm going to cast Call Lightning, which is 120 feet range. So I'm going to get as far away as I can and cast it on that so it doesn't hit her, so we can.
Okay, so if you're casting, so you move 30 feet, so you're 70 feet away, and then you strike the creature with a bolt of lightning. Go for it, chum.
Dexterity saving throw.
A dex saving throw. That's a 12.
That's fail.
It kind of tries to writhe and worm its way out, but the bolt of lightning strikes it directly.
Worm its way.
This giant beast, you can see it's got an enormous gaping maw, and just it looks like it just chews through rock. Like the teeth are so sharp that you can see like boulders and earth embedded in its mouth.
No
A
likey.
giant thick saliva coating like its inside.
17.
Is that damage? 17, yeah? Okay. The lightning bolt hits it, strikes it dead on, as you begin to run away. Juto.
Okay. Is it possible for me to use my action to cast fly, my bonus action to activate air stance, and then go and attack, and then just like smack it up a little bit.
You know, in air stance, if you step of the wind, you get a fly speed and stuff. So, but I guess you can just fly around.
I will do that.
And then you can attack.
Yeah.
So bonus action, you move into air stance.
Yeah. So I fly.
It's when you use Step of the Wind, which would require another bonus action, but you don't need to fly to hit this creature. Like, you can hit it on the ground. It's so big, it like erupts from the ground. Like, you're like a tiny little person next to it, and you can just be like, punching and kicking it.
I would like to punch it and kick it and stuff like that, but then at the end cast Step of the Wind and fly up.
Okay.
And like, also, I guess disengage.
Yeah.
Like
So you
that.
disengage, but you
At the
fly
end.
30 feet back.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. You basically do like a
Attack on the
Wuxia style. Yeah. Attack on Titan style.
Yeah.
Use the love potion on the worm.
17.
Yeah. Wouldn't have worked, but yeah. It's humanoids only.
Does 17 hit?
17 does not. You punch this creature's hide, and it's like you just punched a rock wall. It's like, ah!
This music, oh my god. Can we have battle
16.
music, please, Becky?
16. Same
Hear it now and
You
again.
strike it with a kick.
It's attack, extra attack.
There's a bonus action, so if you want to
Yeah, okay,
So
I'm
it's just the
gonna Step of the Wind and
fly back.
fly back.
Okay, yep. So you do that, so you're about 70 feet away. No, you're 30 feet away from it because you moved up to attack it. Its go, it's being struck by all these different kind of weapons and things, but the creature that it's closest to is probably Visa, who did the most damage to it. So it's going to basically try and romp with its big mouth. Moof, that's an actual 20!
Shit.
Worst case, we get the spear.
That's 30 points of damage. So you watch as it basically goes to bite her. It attempts to swallow her, but she flies out of the way and kind of scoots herself back as this massive mouth just kind of chomps down.
Is it its turn?
Its turn. You want to do its thing?
Dex saving throw, please.
That's a 0.
Nice. So that's 20 points of radiant damage.
20 points.
It's one use.
Okay. Yep. It just. The Guardian is like. What does the Guardian look like?
It's a big version of me.
Big version of you, just like.
And it's got
punching
the.
It's got the
painting.
picture of it on. No, of course it does. As it kind of chomps up at Visa, the rest of its body kind of curls up, and it's going to try and hit Juto with its tail stinger. That is a 25.
Is it what kind of attack is it?
What do you mean?
Piercing?
It's not a dex.
No, it will be a normal attack. You are immune to poison, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're not going to take the poison damage, but you are going to take
Can I evade it? No.
21 points of piercing damage. But you can feel this poison go into your system. Your monk training, you just purge it out. As this tail stinger like embeds into your chest.
How much did you say?
21.
21. Okay, can I Hellish Rebuke?
Yes. Dexterity saving throw. That's 12 DC.
What's the...
It's on your card. I think it is on there. I know it's 3d10 damage.
Yeah, it's DC 12.
Yep, so it does technically succeed because it rolled a 12. But you do half damage. 3d10s.
10, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24.
24, so 12 points. Half. Okay. You watch as the flames lick across this kind of creature's stone hide, but it doesn't seem to... It kind of reacts but isn't shrieking in pain. It's just like... Its big mouth now looks down on Juto. Kagar will move away. He will kind of like back off, but then he holds up his hand. The bow of Ifrit appears in his hand, and you can see that as he's running, the flames begin to grow brighter around the edges, and he turns around and just unlaunches this huge bolt of flame, which strikes the creature and is going to do an extra 2d10 points of fire damage. So that's 15, 16. That's 20 more points. The first arrow just right into its side, this huge bolt of flame. However, the second arrow goes wide and misses entirely. As he begins, and he's calling back, he's like, Visa, my love, run! As he's calling back. She sees Kagar beginning to flee, will fly towards the mountain and then just turn around and throw the spear again as it turns into lightning. This one also hits and does an extra 2d10 lightning damage. So that's going to be 26 points of damage. You can see these blows are just raining against this creature's hide, and it's kind of... And now it's beginning to kind of almost try and chase after people. Cam Buckland.
Cam Buckland is going to run to the closest party member.
And Laura?
Do you want to get there faster?
It's not as important for me. Pick someone else who's weaker. Pick Juto or yourself.
Juto is actually only about 30 feet away from the creature.
I'll go towards Juto then.
I'll say
I'm flying.
use it on yourself.
flying?
Yeah, she's like up in the air currently.
I'm going to go
Yourself.
with Reynard.
Okay.
Reynard, let's go. I'm going to dimension door as far up the mountain as I can go.
Up the mountain itself.
Yeah.
Which side do you pick, air or earth?
Oh shit.
Earth.
Okay, you bamf yourself to what is the closest thing to a ledge you can find. Most of the earth side, as I mentioned, is a sheer kind of cliff face that looks very difficult to climb. You and Reynard are now balancing on this kind of precarious looking ledge, an overhang looking about 500 feet down, seeing the battle kind of surveyed out.
Go about
before
300 feet,
300 feet up, okay.
apparently. A 45 degree.
30 feet, yeah. So you're about 300 feet up. You can look down and see what's going on, but you are basically balancing on this tiny ledge, and it looks very difficult.
I think this is a good idea, right? Well, great, thanks for that.
No problem.
Reynard, it's now your go.
I mean, so how far away from them are we? Like, we must be...
300 feet.
Okay, it's not... 300 feet?
You are
Within
you have,
range.
Yeah, you are, but you are at disadvantage at such a long range.
I thought it was like 400 was the...
It's anything over, I think, 100 feet is
okay.
long range.
I mean,
You may as well.
and how far from the top are we? I guess stupid, aren't
This mountain's.
we? Yeah.
Juto went up it as a ghost, and it took her like half a day.
So that's 25 to hit.
25 still hits. At this range, you like arc the bolt.
Way higher. And
Into the
then
fog in the
the
distance.
second one is 26.
Also, is that with disadvantage?
Yeah.
Fucking, I love it. He's like the king marksman.
1d8 plus 5. Oh. So that's 6.
Yep.
And then 11, so 17 damage.
17 total.
Yeah.
1, 6, 5,
And I will just do my best to balance.
You're like, yeah, so
I'm just
you need
sort
to give me an acrobatics check
Okay.
to kind of like fire your crossbow and stay balanced on this ledge.
7.
You, as you fire the second shot, you lose your footing, you fall, you grab, and you are now hanging sort of on this cliffhanger style Sylvester Stallone movie, if you've never seen it. And you're like, ugh, and Cam's looking down at you. That's your go, Elora.
Just still gonna shout at people.
What you see is tiny, like 300 feet away,
Did he still hit? That's impressive.
and then you watch him go,
Oh well. I'm gonna shout at people to run again, and I'm gonna run. I'll bring down another bolt of lightning and
Okay.
then run.
Yep, so
So-
dex saving throw for me. That is a natural 20, but it's 18. Well, with the
That's
fun thing.
still
It takes half or no damage.
It takes half.
Okay, half damage. This thing is now like, as you guys are running, kind of away from it, it's kind of doing the sandworm from Dune thing, like
Fuck me.
through the earth. 3 damage.
Yeah, that's halved.
Oh, that's already half.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did trash.
Okay. So yeah, the bolt of lightning strikes, and it kind of, you can see chips of rock and spine being blown off this creature. As you run, Juto.
How damage does it work?
This is a big rock worm.
So
It's got loads of chips and things blasted out of it, but it's certainly showing no sign of slowing down.
I'm going to shout at Visa and Rhaegar.
Kagar.
Yeah, Kagar.
Yeah.
Kagar. Call for aid! We need help!
Like, they just shout back like, our forces are a day's travel from here! We
They
left them
run!
all! We are running!
Okay, I'm going to. This is probably.
You told us to leave them behind!
I'm going to.
What are you going to do?
Can I try and hit it?
You need to move up closer to it. You're 30 feet away. You can move 30 feet towards it
and then
punch.
run away.
Yeah.
Again.
I mean, how much your movement? 50 feet?
Yes.
Yep. So you can move 30 feet up to it, punch, punch, punch.
But I can fly 60 feet.
Yes, if you use your bonus action, yes.
Oh, I have to do that every time.
Yes. So it's a key point, but you get to basically fly for a round. So it's kind of like wuxia style, like jumping through the air and stuff.
I want to double
If you
check.
move 30 towards it, 20 away after the fight, and then a bonus action for another 60.
Yes. Yeah. So she could run up, do 2 attacks, move 20 feet away. It would technically get an attack opportunity if you did that, or she could just disengage 60 feet away right from it.
Cool.
That's pretty nuts for a key point.
For a key point.
Can I do that?
Yep. So you move up, make two unarmed strikes.
For fuck's sake. That one, it hits. Well, 15 plus 8.
That hits.
The first one misses, the second one hits.
Yes.
I would like to also add a stunning strike to the second one.
Yep. Okay.
DC 16.
29 with a natural 20.
Why have you rolled so high?
That was on a
Natural 20?
Do
constitution.
you know why? Guess what I'm using?
Give it.
No.
Constitution
Can't
save.
use
Yeah,
that
that was
dice.
it has.
Not allowed.
Sorry, no. 31. It has plus 11 to its Constitution save,
Wow.
and I
What
rolled
is it,
20.
my crossbow?
How much damage?
10.
10 points.
Well, I'm gonna kill this
You
thing.
run up.
No,
you're
no
like,
harm.
"Gah!" And you just kind of like turn around, airbender style,
Run away!
fly away. As you
So air stance, step of the wind,
yes, you get to move 60 feet as if you were flying.
60 feet.
Yes.
But I can
There's the disengage. Yes.
I can disengage or I can dash.
Yes, you move 60 feet regardless, and disengage means it doesn't get an attack opportunity. Would you like it to make an attack opportunity?
No.
Then you disengage. That's fine. Yeah, you still spend the key point to do it.
I want to get 60
Doesn't
feet
change.
away from it.
Yep, you do. You move 60 feet away from it.
Dex saving throw.
It does make a dex saving throw, which is 10. 20 more
15.
points? Oh, 15 points.
16, sorry. It's my spell save and it's 20 points of damage.
20 points.
What is it you're doing to it?
I've got
Guardian
my
of
Guardian of
Faith.
Faith doing 20 and 20
It means
damage.
that if it's within
got
its
one more of
range,
those.
then it.
Sensing
seeing this
Juto flying away, this creature burrows under and then bursts out and takes a big chomp out of Juto 60
How
feet.
far does it? Oh, 60.
It goes 50 feet and it's so big it can reach.
Does it have to make a dex saving throw?
For what?
Does she have to make a dex save?
No, it's going to make an attack against you. What's your
It's
AC?
like a melee thing.
27.
It's not though, is it? What's your AC?
17.
17. That is a. Oh no, that's 6. Yeah, so 15 to hit you. So the chomp just comes just behind you, and then it's going to hit Kagar with its tail stinger, which does hit, which is going to be this, and then he makes a saving throw, which is going to.
God.
No, Kagar's not down. He's very fucking strong, Kagar. I had stats in case you fought him. But he does take. You watch as Kagar kind of stumbles, this pierce is sticking into his side and his legs buckle a little bit as he takes, what was that? That's 10, 14. That's 56 points of damage he just took there from the poison. As he stumbles, you can see him retch. Visa swoops down to his side no! For him. And on his turn, he's gonna stumble, kind of pick himself up. And again, continue trying to run, but he's going to fire another bolt, which hits. 19. 20 more points. You can see now that parts of this creature are starting to be properly blown away. Huge chunks of its body are falling away. Its second attack, however, his second attack goes wide with the bow. We go back up to... Visa is actually going to cast a healing spell on Kagar. Heals him up a little bit. And then we'll just continue flying away. Cam Buckland, you are on the edge of the cliff and Reynard is dangling at your feet.
Stamp on his feet. Stamp on his fingers.
Live.
Well, you ruined my joke. Son of a bitch.
I wasn't sure you were going to make it. I thought you wouldn't pick up on such a Disney reference.
He lives with me.
That's true.
Of course he's gonna pick up on it.
I judged his knowledge of Disney well. I misjudged the influence you have.
How much I can do from this range?
It missed you, so you get to move 5 feet.
more.
I've got a spiritual weapon down there.
Just
Good.
Can it move 50 feet?
It's range.
Can it move 25 feet?
20
Yeah,
feet.
It can't catch up. This thing is moving far too quickly.
There's not much I can do. I'll help him up.
There was something
Strength,
glittery in my
that's gonna be
bag. The
a
spell cards have
athletics
glitter
check.
on the side of them.
Or you know, you
nothing
could give him
but
the help
glitter,
action rather than it being
I
you.
don't understand what it is.
You bleed glitter.
Yeah, so you'll basically give Reynard advantage when he tries to pull himself back up. Reynard, you'll go.
I offer a hand.
I will take it, I suppose. I'm
Really
falling.
reluctant.
Athletics check. You are dangling, like holding on.
6.
You have advantage because
I gave you the help.
Oh yeah, of course.
10.
10 is enough. 10's enough.
Really?
You're kind of like with Cam's help.
Eight
Can
enough?
you use a different dice?
Was it 8? Was it 8 or
It was
10?
8.
It was 8. You watch as Reynard, like you're holding and just he slips out of your hand. Reynard, you're going to fall 60 feet before you hit another ledge.
Jeez. Could I mid-fall axle glide?
Can take a lot of damage.
You have a bonus action left. You can axle glide.
So that was my action, was it? Yeah.
And then that's your bonus action basically.
Oh.
The climb was your action. This is your bonus action.
Okay.
And axle, you begin drifting down. Very lucky because I was rolling very well on that fall damage.
You've been rolling very well.
So you begin
I
sort
know.
of floating your way down towards
Yeah.
this other little ledge plateau beneath you. That's pretty much your go. Elora.
Just gonna do it again.
Yep. Yeah. So dex saving throw. That's an 11, so it's going to hit. Come on. Nom one of you. I want to swallow one of you. Nom, 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 nom. It's like a big Pac-Man. Little pellets.
I don't want to die.
8.
Nom, 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 nom.
Is it insta-death?
No. You get to survive in its stomach where you take 30 points of acid damage each turn.
Oh, lovely.
And you have to cut yourself out.
But there's an old man living in there who's been there for many
I've
years.
been here for 15 years. How much damage?
18.
18.
And run away. Actually, it's
Okay,
turn
that
run
bolt
away.
of lightning strikes the creature so hard, a huge chunk of it falls off. Like the bolt just, and the
Laura
chunk,
just
and
looks
you
back and
watch
goes, "Oh, cool!" And
as
then
the
keeps
big
running off.
as the big chunk falls off. You do notice lots of things glittering, spilling out of its body onto the grass.
Was it its brain case?
If you want to make a Pac-Man noise,
Juto.
boom, just do that in your ear.
Whack, whack, whack.
How does the air stance limit break work? It means move 30
No,
feet.
gently.
Fine.
Oh, I can get it.
What was that?
Makes it wank a wank.
It's not really big damage for the air stance.
I can tell you how the new. The air stance is attacking lots of different creatures at
Yeah.
once. It's like Ryu's hurricane kick. Fire stance is your single target, big finisher damage.
I don't want to go into fire stance and aim for that squishy bit, but I'm
You
also
wouldn't
probably
have enough bonus actions to do it.
gonna get eaten.
Yeah. Also, it would require 2 bonus actions, which you don't have. You could go into the stance as a bonus action, and then you wouldn't be able to do the finisher this turn.
Yeah, I'd have to do the next one.
But you could,
Get eaten by them.
you could just attack it normally. It's up
What
to you.
happens if Juto gets eaten?
I
I
would
was
die.
already in the arboreal plane. Does she just stay here?
Her ghost would stay here.
So wait, if they come to our plane and die, they come back
Yeah, I
to
was just
Arboria.
wondering because of that.
Doesn't works differently because you guys plane shifted here. Your physical presence is here.
A strength boost would not help the force of my attacks, would it?
It could do if it made your strength higher than your dexterity. It would, yes.
Frost giant strength.
I believe is 23. Yours is a frost giant double, isn't it?
23.
Yeah, it's a 23.
20.
So that would be a +6 bonus.
Yes, that's more than my dex.
Yeah, so it'd be an extra +2 to attack rolls and damage rolls.
You're welcome.
What would you like to do?
Okay,
Bonus action to drink potion
do you know what?
for yourself.
I'm gonna risk it.
Action to administer it to somebody else.
I'm gonna risk it.
Okay,
I would like to end air stance.
but not with the finisher. 'Cause
Can I
it's-
just do it anyway? Because it means I get a +3.
What do you mean you get a +3?
Can make unarmed monk weapon attacks on any target you pass, equivalent to your wisdom modifier.
Yeah, so you can make, but only one against each individual creature. It does say. So you could basically end it as a bonus action, move forward towards it, make an attack against it. You then have your action to do 2 normal attacks. Okay, so you can do that.
Yes.
So you kind of kip off the open air, turning into like a spinning tornado as you like
Can I
do
go
one
for
punch.
the squishy bit?
You can try, yeah.
Okay. So do we attack roll?
So just normal attack. It's a normal unarmed strike.
13.
That is not enough. It does not quite. You miss the squishy point. You don't hit the solid hide. But you get 2 normal attacks for your action. That was your bonus action. You still have an action.
And I can't go into first.
Nope.
So,
Requires a bonus action.
Still have an action.
So you can just do 2 unarmed strikes, or you can do something else if you wanted to try something clever.
Can I run away? Can I
You
try?
can disengage.
Can I try and climb up on it so that if it was trying to bite me, like it would have to bite itself?
You can do something along that line. Yeah, give me an athletics or acrobatics check.
And
it might give you a cover against its attack. It won't prevent it entirely.
A caveat for that would be if he dives underground, I jump off.
Okay. You'll have to make a dexterity saving throw, but I'm sure you're pretty good at those.
Apparently.
Okay. So acrobatics check.
22.
Okay, yeah, you easily kind of launch into it, you swing yourself up on its spine and you start running along like its big body, kind of trying to find a place to hide onto, and it's twisting around and stuff like that. I'll give you 3/4 cover, which gives you +5 AC. So while it's currently on its back.
It's pretty good.
To its bite attack, to its tail attack, it will probably still be able to
Has to
flip it
see
up.
where I am.
Yeah, its tail, it knows, it seems to know where you are regardless. That is Juto's go. Its go. It will.
Dex saving throw.
Dex saving throw. That is a 17.
There you are.
Does it take no damage or half?
Take half.
I think it takes half.
Please.
Yeah, 10.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. That the cam thing. Although does that move? Because that was like miles away.
That's a good point.
So it doesn't actually take it.
Shit.
So the creature carries on. It carries on moving forwards. It would get to Elora at this point because you'd moved. Oh no, you were 60
I've
feet
moved
away.
every single turn.
You've moved every. But so it has moved at least on one of those turns. So I'm trying to think that you moved 60. You moved 60.
120.
I've moved 3 times.
120. Yeah.
I
And
think.
is call action a bonus action to call down a bolt?
It's
Or
an action.
It's an action. So you've moved 30 feet both times. So that's 60.
Damn it.
So it's still got the reach on you, unfortunately. So it kind of burrows through and it's going to try and chomp down on Elora. That is a 27.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay, so you're going to take some piercing damage.
Just.
Yeah, but if it swallows me.
That's 10 plus, that's 19 piercing damage. And then you need to make a dexterity saving throw.
I'm gonna use luck.
That sounds like a very wise idea. Ooh.
Okay.
Two natural ones.
Okay,
I'm dead.
you're not dead. You're not dead. So you watch as Elora, this creature kind of goes, buries down, and then it kind of swoops up and just thump, it roars up. You see Elora's hand just disappear into its teeth as her body is just engulfed and swallowed by this
100
creature.
feet.
Juto, the stinger, is going to try and get you, but you leap out of the way with the AC bonuses and stuff. It just kind of, it just misses itself entirely.
Quit stinging yourself.
The creature does look incredibly weak. It's kind of like flopping around. Okay, Elora, currently you are blinded and restrained. You have total cover against attacks from outside the worm.
It can't hurt you.
But you take damage on the start of its turn.
So that's next round, I guess.
Yeah. And if it takes more than a certain amount of damage from the inside, it must make a con save or it might throw you up.
Cool.
Kagar, seeing that, he's like, "No, my friend!" and tries to shoot his bow. First attack is going to miss. Second attack actually misses as well. I rolled terribly as him.
Now it doesn't.
Glad you're here, Kagar.
Visa will charge in. Natural 1. That's going to be a hit. That's a 21. So this one is going to hit for her. That's going to be 15. Let's see how much the next one does. Natural 20. Which I believe, that's 16, Christ, that's 16, 25. That is 40 points of damage. So Visa kind of roars back, and with her final blow, she throws this thunderbolt. It strikes the creature in the chest, and it needs to make a Constitution saving throw, or it might throw up.
Yeah, so it's already reached. So is it a certain amount of damage?
If it takes a certain amount of damage, it basically takes. It's like what?
Okay.
This sucks.
And it does so, in fact. You kind of, Elora, you feel yourself in its esophagus being kind of crushed. You can feel this acid beginning to burn away, and then suddenly you feel like, as you're spat back up, you land on the ground in this kind of covered in this sick, thick ichor slime. And the creature begins to sway. You can see that half of its body is now being completely blown away by these strikes, and it sways heavily.
It's blown away by that.
Cam Buckland.
300 feet.
Not even near me.
You can do it, guys. I believe.
Okay, Raynar. You are about 20 feet from this ledge that you can see below you.
I'm still hovering.
You're hovering, yeah, because it descends slowly.
Okay.
You're about 20 feet from the ledge.
Sort of gonna
Try and wrestle away so I can spin into the direction of the actual worm.
Are you going to try and
So you
shoot
can-
whilst descending?
So you're kind of like swinging your legs, like doing a PUBG kind of like with the parachute, like
Well, just so I can get to actually looking at the worm.
Yeah. You kind of like.
And I'm going to shoot, and I guess I'm going to need 2 of these.
Disadvantage because you're one-handed with your crossbow.
Is that the one?
That's a 1. But that one's. Oh yeah, it's disadvantage. Yeah.
Well, 12, but it's an actual one.
First attack misses. You kind of have to like hold onto Axel with your teeth to reload the crossbow, and then you aim.
17.
Absurd.
Just misses it.
Oh really?
Bolt
Yeah.
sails past. It skims the creature like it just bounces off one of its spines.
Can I also land on this turn, or is it?
You do land on the ledge that turn, so you're now on a small thin ledge. Elora.
Finish him.
I'm real mad.
Big belly.
So I'm going to use a level 5 moonbeam in his space.
You watch as this like satellite array, Command and Conquer, descends from the sky. That's on its turn.
Dexterity
I might as well
saving
do it now,
throw.
yeah. That's a 9.
No. What do I need?
What's the radius of that thing?
Moonbeam,
it's
5 feet.
Like,
So I can not be.
You're not-
I
This
would
thing is so
deliberately
large
not
that you
target
can.
you.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, think, unless it's like a fireball, which is a big spread,
Yeah.
I'm not like a 5 feet thing. You can be pretty precise. with.
Laser.
Right, and it's brain.
Laser.
Oh yeah, it could be through it.
Yeah, maybe it will be.
3, 4, 5. Need more.
What do you need? D6s,
No,
D8s,
D10.
D10s. Here you go. There's loads. One. There.
Thanks.
There.
That's it. That's it. I've got it.
You have
6.
It came
Oh, mother.
That beam came from the moon.
19,
I spent a long time searching for you.
27,
Kind of wet myself just a little bit.
A little bit weak came out.
It's just the age.
33.
So, you raise your hand up. You can sense that on this plane, you can feel the moon out there somewhere. And this creature kind of barrows down its big jaw, threatening to engulf you again. And then just this white light
Right in its mouth.
just cuts through. You're kind of emblazed in the light of the moon. Its head just kind of falls apart as its body just crashes to the ground and just lays there. This kind of weird, kind of gesturating, kind of like conflicting, like muscle tissue inside, like spasming as like juice and acid spray everywhere.
I'm gonna land next to Laura, like kind of, because I'm imagining I'm kind of like whoa. Is it like?
You kind of just.
Yeah.
Which you have to land at the end of the movement. You don't stay flying. It's kind of like you get to fly for
I'm
a
not
bit and
flying
then land.
anymore.
No, I know. I'm just saying.
Do you
Really
Legolas
far
down the
away.
trunk of the elephant?
Yeah, I'm gonna Legolas it.
Too much.
Yeah.
I'm gonna Legolas that
You Legolas
shit.
down like the scoop of the thing. You, the
Still
Kogan,
only counts as one.
Kagar and Visa are holding each other and kind of like, my love, you're safe.
Yeah.
Like they're kind of
Beautiful.
embracing each other due to the effects of this potion.
But really far away, you can hear
Did you kill it?
You two can see this down.
You are
Elora,
fucking useless.
It was his idea!
and with that is where we are going to end today's episode. I'm sad I didn't get to eat one of you.
You did.
Well, not properly. Though.
Need real
Just a little
digestion.
Yeah, I wanted to at least do a bit of digestion.
Just a little taste.
Little taste. Do you know the website to get the donations up on this laptop?
I can, yes.
Do you want to do that for me?
Sure.
We are going to read some donos if we've got them.
We united clans.
Huh?
We united the clans.
You did.
I didn't think we were going to do it, but we did it.
You pretty much did it, and then the love potion was a little
Just a little bonus.
little bonus.
Why did Alfred want that of us?
Because
What is wrong with that?
Because it would make you get along.
I wish
Really
I used
get
it
along.
on them.
That would have been horrible. We would have been lovers for
I
the rest of the
completely,
campaign.
I completely forgot you had that item.
I didn't really sense a time where it would be appropriate
To
because
use.
everything was fucking atrocious
Just-
around us, and I was like, don't know what this does. Probably not going to use it.
So good. I forgot entirely that was something you
A
had.
nice little addition to this specific
Yeah.
moment.
No, you guys did good. And
I
maybe
really
you'll
like-
get some extra rewards for doing so.
Oh, yeah.
2 tribes go to war against Felania. Yeah!
There's going to be centaur
Two
winged
tribes
babies.
making love.
But I mean,
Orgy all around. Think
how
of the
long does
orgy.
that last for, though?
Well, the potion is normally only ever given to one person. It's the person who drinks it then falls
Right.
in love with the other one.
Oh.
So is it weakened because it's split?
Or is it stronger? You don't know.
DM's
Because
discretion.
both sides are in love
But
with
they
each other.
were fine with each other before we did that.
Don't,
Well, they
yeah,
were.
don't
They were
question
getting there.
love. Don't question love.
Question-
Don't get in the way of love.
Love
Well,
is so
I don't
powerful.
want them to not turn up because it's all gone to shit again.
I think they're
They
going to
might
spend
just turn up with
a
their
lot
babies.
of time together.
What's the date today?
The 8th.
I don't know. I don't believe in time.
No?
No.
Okay,
It's
here
an
we go.
abstract concept created
We'll
by
carry
the
on then, shall
it's
we?
created by the mainstream media.
It's just a construct.
So,
Top down.
I'm going to get rid of the subos because there's going to be too many. Olo Renve has donated. Thank you very much for no message, but a generous donation. Vexus the Untamed donated. If you go for the elves, yes, you'll have stake in any sky battles against Felania's army. But if you go for the centaurs, you can leave them and the troops of Tazval to wipe out the broken sky while you take the sky to beat
We
down.
want both. We're greedy like
Flying
that.
into the clouds would have been awesome.
P.S. Hi Mark. I'm going to read a few and then we'll pass it around.
Sure.
Greedy Man donated. Small donation as usual, as I'm piss poor. But I got these really nice dice from High Rollers. They're metal, shiny, and really amazing quality. The box
Thank
is
you.
super too. My only problem is I forgot where I bought them. So Mark, where could one get these amazing dice? Why, you can go to store.yogscast.com and buy your High Rollers dice today.
Today.
They're pretty nice.
Be a part of the
Today.
Elite
Pretty damn
300.
nice. Yeah.
300 crew. Spudwall donated. High Rollers, is there a way of the 4 Elements Super Awesome Humes Edition out anywhere yet? I've got a Githzeri NPC it'd be really cool for, plus it's just cool in general. I have put up the kind of
got one
preview version
version.
on my Patreon, which you can go and check out, so that's available for people who are on my Patreon, but I will be
Can't
publishing
get
the final thing on DM's Guild when it's ready and has artwork and everything else. And then I'm...
He is tweaking it.
Yeah, I'm still making. I think I've made all the changes I want to make now. It's
1 minute.
like fixing all the grammar and getting artwork and stuff for it now. So, and also I want to release it as part of a compilation of different homebrews.
You
So
need to give me the new.
I do need to give you the new one. Yes.
Junior K2408 donated, saying, so I've realised that Mark's barb/rogue reckless sneak attack does actually work, although there are some quirks. Basically, you have to use a finesse weapon. Monk weapons don't count, but you have to choose to use strength. Reckless only works with strength.
Yep. Crown Rent is a finesse weapon, but you can use strength with it.
There you go. Nightjar donated, big boy/girl chairs for all. Finally got around to doing some overdue coursework today. Yeah.
I don't know why.
For an
People
N-
steal our chairs all the time.
For an MVQ I dislike for a job I hate but can't quit yet. So thanks for giving me an excuse to take a break. Fingers crossed I can make it to MCM. Love you guys. Thank you very
That'd be
much.
nice to see you again.
Bang goes DND donated. For all those who can't donate but want to, this one is for you. Thank you for High Rollers for streaming awesome content for us. We love you, High Rollers. Woo! Imagine cheering jump here.
Imagined.
And one more, Cinecube, thank you for donating. Very generous. There's a fucking... There you go.
Dancing on Fire has donated
We'll pass it then.
half hundo.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Thank you.
Say what?
I just want to make sure that last week, with all the technical issues, you guys at least got my donation since you didn't get my message. Oh no!
Oh no, I'm
I
sorry.
bought my dice to add to my collection. I'm excited to get them, but it's a long way to go. Have fun today. Thank you very much.
Thank you for buying the dice.
All of your generosity.
They're going to roll
Um,
super quick though.
Yeah,
they
have
arrived
actually. Yeah.
really quick.
We had them all in the warehouse ready to go.
A Grandaz 1988 donated saying, I wish I could explain how much HighRollers and Yogscast means to me. When my wife left me, when my mum got cancer, when I was at the mental hospital for recovery, HighRollers and all of Yogscast kept me going. I thank you with all of my heart. And we thank you with all of our heart for watching. Thank you very much.
I wish you a speedy recovery.
Yogs Body has donated saying, was this intentional, Mark? King Althedon Glandel killed King Althedon G, King Al G, Al G, Ali G.
No. Considering Katie was the one that came up with the
named
surname and the name.
No.
Booyah Kasha.
Anyway,
Booyakasha!
anyway,
That was not
thanks
coming.
again for a great stream. Looking forward to next week. Thank you. Do you wanna?
Yeah.
Pass that
suppose.
down.
By looking at the scroll bar, there's quite a few.
Well, there are. The Sourest donated. Hi, just had some money lying around and wanted to donate. I would leave
Where's
the
Cam
joke,
money?
but I think Cam surviving the rest of the campaign is joke enough.
I love your decision making. That's all I have to say.
Predictable.
Aerostar, Aerostar.
Aerostar.
Hey guys and gals, started watching at Captain Bumhook. It's because of you lot.
That was a good point to start.
Where's Captain
I forgot about
Bumhook?
Captain Bumhook. He survived.
Did survive.
It's because of you lot I started DMing 5e.
Great.
I DM'd my first game of TOA last Sunday and
Ooh.
almost killed the Rouge with a water barrel. Thanks
The
all,
water.
thanks all for the laughs. Love from Australia. Hashtag hot for trot.
Oh, good Aussie. Thanks, mate.
And I'll
Thanks,
do
Pierre.
one more.
Thanks, Pierre. I'd call you another word, but I'm not going to say it.
Save that for a head film stream.
Save that for a proper head film stream, man.
D&D Mirrorly. Started playing a D&D story last Sunday. One session in, and we have a murderer, an escaped convict, a lizardman PI, and a skill monkey, passive perception of 22.
Solid.
I'm looking forward to seeing you all at MCM.
How's that possible?
Look for the 50s Wonder Woman and Ghostface.
Will do.
There you go. D&D Mirrorly. Wonder
D&D
Woman,
Mirrorly.
Ghostface.
Thank you very much.
I'm tempted to do Merida, cosplay Merida at MCM, but I'm not sure.
My costume for Halloween is kind of a store-bought crappy one, so I'm not going to wear it, but it will be great.
I don't know.
Mine is the Ghostbusters.
We know.
Great though.
It is a good one.
Like, if I'm going to spend that money on it and look great, I'm going to
Wear it
wear
again.
that again and again and again. Dancing on Fire has donated. So the Flying Elves People Thing City reminded me that we haven't had an Awkward Dog Boner donation in a while. Man, I miss those. Yeah, Awkward Dog Boner would have had a field day today.
Yeah, he really would have.
had a...
We don't know. He might be in there. Who knows?
Like, there's just so much, you know, the kind of orgy stuff, the well-hung horses,
It's like easy
the
stuff.
love
I think
potion.
would it be a bit
Fruit.
too easy for
too
Dog
easy
Boner
for-
though?
And
A little challenge.
he'd probably make one out of a lure getting eaten.
Maybe.
Anyway, round three.
The North House. Cam may not be getting further with Lady Amy, but he still got laid.
That's
For the first time, right?
in a
Second time?
long time.
The way that I kind of argue it is that, yeah, before the campaign started, like, it's very easy. Cams can easily sleep with commoners, like people that are idiots, but he tries to hit on people like who are dragons, or powerful figures, or mages.
Yeah, my level.
Werewolves.
Yeah.
Or
yeah,
werewolf elvies.
Yeah. That's the problem.
Draghorn has donated. HighRollers on my birthday is simply the best thank you for all the laughs.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
App birth.
And Captain Winch has donated a half hundo.
Oh, Kev, Tim Winch, you generous SOB.
Amazing, Mark. There are no words to describe this experience. Spat my drink when you started to describe the towns. Did not expect. All the interactions are hilarious, just loving it all. Is this your interpretation of the plane? Hashtag justice for Kim, noodles for Kim.
Yes, because it's basically, the DMG basically calls it the plane of raw emotions and people basically doing whatever the fuck they want. So I figured this is the kind of thing that a bunch of hippie sky elves would do. They
In
just
their
drink and
perfect
fight
life.
and have sex all the time.
Yeah.
I'm just scooching ahead to see if Awkward Dog wins.
No, don't do that. Just read donations. Pass it.
Captain Winch then donated again saying, thanks to Trot, the live stream chat on Discord for HighRollers has been spammed by centaur pictures like half horse, half fish, and then a lot of other stuff.
Good.
Thanks, Trot.
I saw
You're
that.
welcome.
When were you
He's
on our
always in
Discord?
I was
there.
on the break. There
Really?
was a
He's
half horse,
always
half
in there.
centaur, and it was just like 4 legs and then another 4 legs, and then they did another one of that, and it eventually spiraled round.
Spiral round.
Amazing.
Techie Reed donated a very generous donation, thank you. Cam, stop thinking with your nat 20. Due to Elora, please attempt to keep Cam and Reynard in check.
No, it was
hard.
pointless.
Nothing bad happened as a result of my actions.
Nightjar donated. Also, shout out to Steve's second HighRollers soundtrack available on Amazon. I didn't realise that was out already. I think.
Yeah, for a while.
Yeah. And also probably other places I think, I don't know, but it's awesome. There you go. Shout out to that. Ace of Lawns donated. I'm needing this, been stressed out a bunch this weekend. Even so, damn it, why does Cam just have to be so Cam? Although loving how everyone else impresses the Centaurs. Keep on rocking and rolling, peeps. Thank you very much, Ace. Moviesman 8. Hello, HighRollers. I have a question for Mark before I get to this week's poem. How do you know the level to give an enemy if you want to make them an actual class? EX the Master at level 20, 4 players level 11. How did you balance it out? Poem in part 2. The answer to that question in response to Master Guanyin specifically is I did balance it. It could have been fucking ridiculously overpowered and kicked the shit out of them. But that was okay because it wasn't ever going to be. It was a test. It wasn't an actual meant to be fair fight. Most of my encounters I balanced using Kobold Fight Club to be quite fair. Part 2, Moviesman. This is the second part of the poem. The tribe of racists fight over something basic. Men are slaughtered here and far. I've seen the story on the cartoon Avatar. All either side is through a fit. They need to bond over ass and tit.
Nice. Movie man.
Now I will let you read this generous.
Holy crap, it's another half hundo. Captain Ginger Keen?
Yeah.
I think that's the name. Second time live, first being last week. Love you guys, been watching since Dimitriv, and so happy seeing people as crazy as my group for D&D. Probably not going to catch you guys live for a bit due to uni musical rehearsals. I'll just catch the VODs. Thank you very much. Enjoy.
Have fun, enjoy those. I miss school shows and uni shows.
Eberfey donated. Haven't donated for a long time, but just want to give you something for the future horse babies. Thank you. That's child benefit right there.
Well, Cam might be a dad now.
Several dads. It's been a long time. Several dads? Several children.
Several dads as well.
Very fertile. Jimmy Kiba X donated a hundo.
Oh, thank you very much. Pretty generous.
Oh yeah, HighRollers /fic edition. I can't speak today.
You can't speak.
I'm done. Neither the last after a long week. Also hat sizes for the cast, please. The largest a hat will go for my head.
Kind of
Most
the same for
hats
me.
don't fit Chris's head.
I don't know what this is.
I don't know.
I think I don't know, do hats
Standard.
come in sizes?
Well, it's the circumference.
I think
of it.
I'm a large.
I'm like XL then.
Yeah.
I've
don't-
got a head.
Don't know.
Head.
Average.
Head size.
Normal.
This
Not
is
just a
made
head.
of polyester.
Thanks, Kim.
Have something in work for you all in a couple of months. Well, thank you. very much.
Hats. That's one we've never had before. I've
If
never
not,
had a
that'd
hat.
be
We had a tiny
decorative.
hat.
Oh yeah,
Me
we've
and
had
Kim
tiny
have
hats.
hats
Yeah.
from Marfish.
Fascinator. Matamanu, thank you
great.
very much for your $20. That's
Thank
very
you,
generous.
Manu.
Bam goes D&D. All I can think about now is Cam looking down at Reynard. They called you aesthetic. Reynard, Cam, help me. Cam grabs Reynard's hand. Long live the king.
Nice.
Nice.
I like the athletic bit, yeah.
Cupcake Noodles has donated, saying, first I was waiting for Cam's half-elf child to show up in the future, and now I want winged centaurs. Thanks for a weird and fun episode. Very weird. What are you doing?
No, I can't do it.
Okay.
Kim, wrong side.
Daft Dave 41 has donated, saying, kind of wish we had the chance to see Trot and Tom play out the love potion now. Good stream, Mark. NPCs were top notch as always. Thank you very much. Slanesh has donated, saying,
The Dark God.
with 666, by the way. My word, this episode has been naughty and crude. Horse dogs,
Has
elf
been.
orgies, a giant purple worm. It's been enough to titillate even me.
Well, I'm glad that's what takes your fancy.
I'd like to say
Oh,
as well.
this is all up Slanesh's crevice.
Joel2221134 has donated, saying, hey guys, loving HighRollers as always. I've been watching this since Kim did the stream highlights on her channel.
Aw.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, that was right at the start.
Really?
Quick question for Mark. Are you a member of Clan on Destiny 2? As if so, what is it? As I'm still looking for one. Thank you.
I have a clan, but it's only for like Action Hall members because me and a bunch of the guys from our LARP group play together. But it's a closed-off group. I'm sorry.
There you go.
The Game Guy 415 has donated, saying, holy shit, that love potion, Chekhov's gun. You see, that shit is why I love D&D and why I love you all you wonderful people. And shame on you, Mark, for ruining the romantic moment. # Hashtag Roll on
anything,
Sunday.
it brought them together.
Hashtag Love Conquers All.
They
Was that
fought
always
together,
gonna
which is
happen?
an eternal bond.
Basically, it was you either were going to have a fight against a champion if you decided to kill them and take the weapon, or I said if you brought them together, you'd fight the purple one.
I'm suspicious of what came out of that worm.
The shinies.
Next time.
Yeah.
Acid.
I reckon.
Into Tooth donated. Love this D&D session. See you next time.
Thanks very
Thank
much.
you.
Cheers, mate.
The mouse is
Cheers
gone.
then.
Cheers, Dan.
Cheers, love.
Cheers then.
Seb donated
Looking like a good bit of girl and
$25. Tom, give some love potion to Simon. May he never forget. Okay, so on the Trilluminati stream, they had the Chill Blast PC that everyone was signing. And on the front of it is where, at Insomnia, I signed my one as well. I think Mark and Trot have signed it already. And he was looking at it, it was like, Bernard Forholm? Who the hell's that? Tom H? Who's Tom H? And I just happened to be in the room, like, right next to him at the time, and I, like, looked through the door, like, what the hell? I've been here a year and a half.
That's amazing.
That's comedy.
We have too many Toms now.
Yeah.
Simon's just lost all track.
We need a cull.
It's true. He doesn't
Dancing on
even try
Fire.
down the interns' names.
Dancing on Fire donated again, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot, Mark, I saw your video on youtube.com/tabletopweekly. That's youtube.com/tabletopweekly about Critical Role ending this week, and I'm so
Amazing
sad.
you saw a video on that channel because I've certainly not been posting that many at the moment.
I literally just started watching it at work every day to catch up, but at least I have like 150 episodes still.
They got a lot.
You do.
Ooh.
No, it was a very. You've watched it, haven't you, Katie?
I watched the final episode. I'm not caught up at all, but I don't really care about spoilers, so I just watched it when it rebroadcast.
Very epic.
Very good.
Nicola Rolla has donated. This is the best thing I've seen in months. Please, more love potion shenanigans.
Have you got any left?
And that's
Been
it.
used. That's it. There's a lot of donos. Thank you very much to everybody who donated this evening. Hope you enjoyed the episode. We will be back on Wednesday on twitch.tv/DND.
In the chat with you.
In the chat, but remember it's not on the D&D Twitch, it's not on Yogscast Twitch. Please spread the word because people do get that wrong. quite
Redirect
frequently.
people.
And also, as soon as it's over, the VOD is available
Immediately.
on twitch.tv/DND, and they put up the VOD straight away on their YouTube channel.
Pretty damn
which
quick
They
as
put it
well.
up super quick,
A
like
day
next
at least,
day,
yeah.
if that. And it's YouTube, and it's Dungeons and Dragons on YouTube. So
You'll find it.
follow us at HighRollers D&D on Twitter. It's the best thing.
Yep. So
Episode 2 of Dead Reckoning was...
The story.
I think episode 2 is my favourite one that we recorded. Like out of the 4 we did, it's very good. So come and watch that on Wednesday. Him. Watch it on Wednesday. We'll be in the chat with you, and then we will be back again on Sunday for more regular High Rollers.
As
So,
always.
as always, enjoy. See you next time. #Roll on Sunday.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.